times, and they're there for you, as always, in the alley in downtown Memphis. Mr. Charlie Virgos and family's famous restaurant, The Rendezvous.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and C.J. Hertz on AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. Now, here are your hosts, Peter and C.J.
Good morning, Mid-South. Woo! Yeah. Welcome in on a sort of a overcast, muggy-ish kind of Friday here in the area. Moggy almost. Like a cat, apparently. That's a thing that I just learned yesterday from CJ. Welcome. Thank you for joining us here in our humble abode known as Sports 56 Mornings from the Family Leisure Studios across this great Mid-South and indeed across the entire planet via the internet, on video via Periscope, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all those outlets, and in your earbuds, wherever you happen to be. Thank you for joining us. Welcome in. My name is Peter Edmiston. He is CJ Hurt.
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
How are you, CJ Hurt?
I'm well. I'm trying to see what's going to happen when this dust from the Sahara gets over here.
Well, it's coming.
It'll be here Saturday, Sunday?
It's already over here in the United States. It's not here in Memphis just yet. Yeah. It's going to be dusty. That's going to be the deal. I mean,
they say the sunset's going to do some like really cool things from a color standpoint.
Would you dare say maybe it's the colors of the wind, possibly?
Maybe even.
Is this what this is referring to?
Maybe even like painting with the colors of the wind.
Have you ever seen a wolf cry in the
blue corn?
Blue corn
moon? Yes.
Okay, all right. Maybe there's going to be a blue corn moon.
Maybe. Oh, that would be so cool.
Is that a thing that happens?
Yeah. That's why it's in the song. I think the blue corn moon has something to do with Native American like harvest time, I think. Okay. If I'm not mistaken. I'll double check that. No, actually, according to Google, the phrase blue corn moon has no actual meaning in Native American folklore.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. That's what I thought. I was like, I don't think that's a thing, but okay. All right, fair enough. Have you ever seen a wolf cry in the Sahara dust moon?
There we go.
Do we got wolf cry? Have you ever seen a wolf cry? Is that how the song goes?
Wolf cry. If
doves cry. Doves cry. I know that.
Jay-Z can make songs cry.
Yeah.
Wolves cry.
No, Prince told me doves cry. Yeah. That's for sure. So.
And he told you what they sounded like when they cried too.
It sounds cool.
Rather funky. I
wish. I don't know why I walk around. I need more doves to be crying when I'm walking around.
We got to deal with all these random ass birds chirping. Imagine what it would be like to wake up in the morning.
Like, well, hey,
doves crying. Like, oh, damn it, the
how
doves are
can
crying.
You just
again.
leave me standing? What's going on? These doves are crying out here. Oh, the little world is so cold. Oh, these doves.
So cold.
All right, so. We have much to discuss today. We're going to talk to our pal Adam Kramer, 8 o'clock. Kari Thompson, 9 o'clock. Always fun on a Friday. I'm going to squeeze in a little wheel of conversation somewhere in the midst there. So much to discuss, but we have to welcome into the program the spelling bee.
Has he sent out the tweet yet?
Participant,
no,
I think is.
Don't bring him in until he sends out the tweet.
Whoa! What we got here?
He switched it up.
Oh, he switched it. This is royalty. The Prince of Whitehaven is demanding his full entrance. Lay out the rose petals. Here comes the deacon of the dollar. The Baron of not sharing. Oh, the king of someone else's bling. The Duke of the Cucumber.
Enemy of the dictionary.
The Lord of being bored.
Is he that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't do a whole lot. 67129. By the way, get those Zach rhymes in if you want to jump in on that.
We've got one. So do you want to go with that first?
Go for it. Hit us up. Yeah, 67129. Let the folks have at it.
Them peas he be a shelling, but he sure stinks at spelling. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim.
Let's see. Vegetarianism he will observe, but he's going to mangle every word.
Okay, forced rhyme. I like that.
Okay.
He likes him some golf and NASCAR, and you'll never, ever, ever catch him with a beer at the bar.
I thought you were going to say something about he doesn't really care what the spelling facts are.
Nope. I left the spelling one. I love that spelling because there's so much about him that is just amazing. My man absolutely positively refuses to scream. He also absolutely positively refuses to eat ice cream and drink caffeine, really anything that is any good, because he be kicking it in his hood in Whitehaven, where he is the maven of really cool style.
Of money saving. Come on.
Saved it.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Yes.
That was a good string right there. I put it together.
The maven of money. I like the maven of money saving. That's another one.
Maven of money saving.
Yeah.
Throw that in there.
The maven of money saving. He's got another office at the Mint. When he's over at your house, you're going to wonder where all them veggies went.
Okay. Today he's rocking his shirt bright red, and if he took that hat off, you'd see his nice bald head. Zach, do you want my Clippers for real?
He's always out there looking for the best deal while he's sporting a hairline looking like Uncle Phil.
Okay.
Coupon cutting, veggie strutting, no sharing, bad herring. Let's see, wheeling dealing, Roku stealing,
veggie appealing,
veggie appealing, no spieling, because he misspelled it. See.
Okay.
67129. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the one and only Zach Bourne. Air horn.
What up, Zach?
What's going on, guys?
I noticed that the words you've used for today are real simple. There's not a whole lot going on here. He broke it down. All exclamation marks too.
I mean, there's not a lot to to type.
Kegs and eggs at 8 exclamation mark. Kari at 9 exclamation mark. PGA Tour updates. Updates could have got you there exclamation mark. MLB news. Nothing should have got you there exclamation mark. NBA news exclamation mark. Spinning, quote, the wheel of conversation.
Yes.
Conversation could have got him.
Yes.
Tune in exclamation mark.
Yes.
1.
Do you think we need the full quotes on the wheel of conversation like that?
Just yes. When I redo them, yeah, I'll put the exclamation mark up there like that.
Do you think we need the full quotes on Wheel of Conversation though? I mean, I feel like we all. It's not like it's a book or a magazine or something. We know what it is. You know.
I think it's more.
Not like a fake thing.
No, you absolutely need the quotes.
I think it's more of the big voice guy coming in saying the Wheel of Conversation.
Station.
The Wheel of Conversation.
Station.
Friday. Wheel of Conversation. Kegs and eggs at 8. Corey Thompson at 9. PGA Tour updates.
That's like 9
PGA Tour updates? I'm gonna tell you. I think you've falsely accused. We may give one PGA Tour update.
I mean,
possibly two.
You don't know who somebody might test positive for the virus.
Why aren't you not? Why are you not talking about the noise controversy going on in NASCAR? Come on, man.
That is definitely a noise. When I close my eyes and think of a noise, I think of that. That was definitely a noise.
Yeah, noise. We're gonna talk noise. Don't worry about it. We're gonna talk about the noise controversy.
We're gonna talk about it, but I'm officially burned out off of that conversation because people just don't listen or just don't read what's in front of them. So I'm completely burned out on that.
Well, that's true of every conversation. So you know, guys,
especially when talking to me, because I don't want to listen to you at all.
Are you talking to me or Zach?
I love you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's going to be problematic for you for the next
I know
2 hours plus.
This is always the toughest part of my day right here.
It's going to be very difficult for you, but you're going to have to do the best you can there. So we're going to talk about the new situation here. Can I just say also, before we get too deep into this, can everybody out there, our listeners, we have the greatest listeners in the world. They're wonderful people. Great folks. Care about each other, care about the country, care about the city, care about the county, care about the municipalities in which they live, care about their areas, family, friends, loved ones. Wear a mask. I can't stress this enough. Please, everybody, we have got to bend this curve a little bit more bendy than we're doing right now. This thing ain't working. This idea that we had, we tried the method of pretending like it doesn't exist anymore. We tried it. Didn't work. Ain't gonna work. So let's work on bending it down. Let's not just assume. Let's not just pretend. Let's not be like, hey, you're gonna have cases, guys. Hey, you are gonna have cases. That's true. You are gonna continue to have cases. You don't need to have this many. You don't need to have this many hospitalizations. You don't need to have this much going on. So we can do a better job of this. And whatever inconvenience it is, look, masks suck. I don't like wearing them. I wear them when I go out. I don't like wearing them. It's not fun. I'd rather not wear them. I can understand why when you're robbing a bank, you want to get that done quickly because you're sick of wearing the mask. I get it. I mean, it's not that much fun to wear a mask. But we got to do it. It's that bit of inconvenience is a small price to pay for what is now, according to the latest research, a 6-fold increase in stopping the spread of the virus. If someone handed you a pill that said this is going to give you 6 times more immunity than the average person to COVID-19, you would say, oh, and there's no side effects or anything, and it's free? Great. I'll take it. That's what the mask is. You just put it on. And if everybody puts it on, we're taking a huge step. To that end, there was an ordinance that was finally signed. It had been passed weeks ago and has now been passed, but it doesn't really do a whole lot as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's an ordinance that says you got to wear the mask when you're in line or when you're inside of a business, and it empowers businesses to get people out of there if they're not wearing masks. If they're not wearing masks, I'll believe it when I see it. There's no penalties to this. On a personal level, there's no penalties for actually not doing it. If you were to get stopped under the ordinance, the first offense is a warning. Second offense is another warning that could be accompanied by court costs of up to $20, which can be waived. And then the third offense is the same as the second offense. So there's really no teeth to it. And then from a business standpoint, you get 3 warnings before you could possibly face a $100 fine. Again, we're not talking about a real draconian measure here from the city, but I guess it's better than nothing, but not a whole lot. Just take, please. Our numbers are not good, man. We shouldn't be at this point 3 months into this thing. Come on.
Hey.
I don't want to hear your cynicism, CJ.
Hey,
I know.
listen,
people just
okay.
wear it. Come on. Give him some good news. Give him a little. Put him go. Come on. Let's
you put
give him a
socks
pep
on.
talk here. Come on,
You put
champ. Let's
socks
go.
on, you put shoes on.
Yep.
I don't like wearing shoes. I don't like wearing socks.
Mm-hmm.
But no shirt, no shoes, no service. I wear shoes when I go.
You don't like
out,
wearing
but
pants, for crying
I
out
do.
loud.
Come on, man. Like, so but I put them on when I'm going out to take care of business. I find shoes, socks, anything with my lower body, I find that to be really constraining. I don't like doing it. But I understand that, hey, this is the society we live in, and this is something that helps to keep me safe. I understand that wearing shoes keeps me from cutting my foot on something or getting a blister from walking on like a hot pavement or it
Spreading
keeps me from
foot fungus.
Foot fungus. I was getting to that, me getting it or spreading it to somebody else. I understand that, so I keep those things on when I'm going out. When I get home, I can't tell you how fast I take this stuff off. I really can't. It's remarkable. My wife routinely, we get home, she picks up the groceries, I bring the groceries in, she picks them up, she looks up like, wait, when did you get naked? It's like, listen, don't worry about that. I just needed to. I had clothes on for 45 minutes, and it's driving me crazy. I needed to get out of that. I understand that wearing a mask can be uncomfortable and can hamper your breathing, your eyesight, especially if you're wearing glasses and they fog up and everything. But come on, man, it is important to wear it, and doing that little bit right there, that little piece of sacrifice can take us as a society, as a collective, a long way towards slowing down the spread of COVID-19, which we still need to do. We still don't know enough about it. We still don't have adequate treatments. There are some treatments out there that people think may be working, but we don't know yet. There is a little bit of promise on the vaccine front, but we don't have one yet. So the longer we can go with extending the window till help arrives, the delay until help arrives, that the better off we'll be. So please wear your mask. I said all of that. I know you're not listening, though.
See, you almost got there.
I almost
you almost
did.
got there.
I almost did.
And then you didn't.
I tried.
We had
hear me now, feel me later. Like, that's one of those situations. This is one of those situations.
and again, we've talked about this before, but we have a real difficult time as people understanding the delayed effect of our actions. Like, it takes, this is a hard thing for humans just in general to get.
This is a perfect text from a texter. Thank you so much. Like, the protection, so to speak, is not the most comfortable thing. It does take away some of the sensation of sweet lovemaking. It does.
You talking about wearing a condom?
Yes, but we wear it.
Why are we like saying we can't say condom?
I didn't know if we could say condom or not. Can we say condom? I'm saying condom.
Of course
wearing
you
the
can say condom.
condom.
Why can't you say?
I don't know. Zach, get ready. If somebody calls, hit that button. But it takes away some of the sensation, some of the feeling. But we wear them because we know the risk associated with not wearing them.
Yes.
If you're out there, living that single life. Mm-hmm. Just come on, man.
No, it's true. The only way to guarantee that you cannot contract a sexually transmitted disease is abstinence.
Yes.
That would be like not leaving your house during the middle of a pandemic. Like, if you never left your house, then you would be sure to keep yourself away. But, you do have to at some point leave your house. Now, you don't have to have a lot of sex or any sex, really. I mean, you don't have to. Mm-hmm. I mean, you should, though. I'm not saying like premarital or unprotected. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying it's a good thing. Like, what's it's not. What is it a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Why we run away from that? That's good. So it's a good analogy. If you're going to do that, cool, but take the proper precautions. Mm-hmm. And don't say, it's like you're just going to get sick anyway, no matter what.
We all got to go sometime, man.
That's no.
Chlamydia kills less
for
people than
you
the
and
flu.
for the other person. No, or the other people. I mean, depending on how you operate, I don't know. It's for you. Yeah, do that. Do that. Take good care of that. Like you talk about we don't walk around as much as CJ enjoys Winnie the Pooh time.
Yeah, and I do enjoy me some Winnie the Pooh time.
Which is where he walks around naked from the waist down in his house with a shirt on, like Winnie the Pooh. Mm-hmm. Although Winnie the Pooh, again, was, thankfully not anatomically drawn or in any way considered. But CJ doesn't do that out in public because the statutes for indecent exposure are you're going to at least get a $500 fine right out of the gate. The second time you may get $1,500 and spend time in jail. There's a significant, not only a societal frowning upon, but also there's some significant punishments that actually happen. So I want us to get to the point of the mask where you gotta, there needs to be a stigmatizing of this thing. Like, hey, put the mask on, man. Come on. Help us all out. It helps everyone. Masks are, especially if everyone's wearing them, it becomes a much, much better situation all the way around. So please look at our numbers. We had as of yesterday, the hospitalization numbers were the worst they've ever been at any point in time in this pandemic for us.
When you say us, you mean?
I mean this area, the Mid-South.
Memphis? Okay.
Yes, the Memphis Mid-South area. We are at, we are getting close to capacity in the ICU. Mm-hmm. Close to where we would then have to go to the surge operations. And once you start getting into the surge operations, then you start to lose the standard of care a little bit because you just are running out of room and people and everything else. And if it gets real bad, I mean, we've got the hospital, the sort of the field hospital over at the old Commercial Appeal building on Union, but you'd rather not have to start using that stuff and stretching your personnel even thinner, stretching your equipment even thinner, and then that's when you start to really see the mortality rates. That's what got the folks in Italy was just didn't have enough room and people. We were trying to avoid that. That's why you want to bend the curve. And in the initial part of this, we did a good job of keeping the hospitals kind of at a level where we could sustain it. It wasn't overflowing. We're in danger of pushing past that point, and these measures have come, but again, there's a delayed reaction. There's probably a 3 or 4 week, honestly, lag time from what happens to when you see it, and so what we do now will help, but we won't see the help until probably middle of July, and you just have to accept that that's the way that it's going to be, and tell your brain that that's the way it's going to be, and be patient with it, man. This whole thing sucks. But if we want fans to have any opportunity to possibly be in the stands at any point, we got to do this stuff. You can't. One of the reasons why you see other countries and other municipalities and stuff starting to make better decisions is and being able to have some fans and stuff is because they've bent the curve down and they're in a better position as an entire community to be able to do that. If we're not in that position, then can't do it. Yesterday, again, major problems for Orange County, where the NBA is headed. And they had by far their highest case number and hospitalization rate and all that stuff. It's all going up. Houston is, there was one public health official down there who said that this was getting close to an apocalyptic scenario for Houston. They could see cases, 3 and 4 times their numbers. And right now they're already, they said yesterday, they sent out a press release, one of their hospital systems, that they are at full capacity now for their ICU and are starting to spill over into the next layer of surge. So we don't want to be that. Please wear your masks. And don't be afraid to tell folks if they're not wearing the masks, please wear a mask. Just as you would, please put on some pants. Please put some underwear on. Stop waving your junk around. No one's just going to let somebody walk through the store naked without saying something. Hopefully that we can continue that with the mask. Don't let that face be naked.
We'll find out.
Cover that.
Put your face drawers on, man.
Yeah, and put your nose in the mask too, because that's like the equivalent of like having your thing out of your underwear, top of your underwear. Like you wouldn't walk around like that either. It ain't gonna be very effective. We'll take text 67129 on this. So we'll talk about the noise controversy as well when we return. Although Zach may not, because he feels like he may not want to. I don't know, but me and CJ will. We'll do that next. Family Leisure Studios, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96, 187.7.
It's R&R on Sports.
The word is out about R&R on Sports, where you've heard interviews from
Ken Griffith Jr., Dr. J, Hank Aaron, and many, many more.
R&R on Sports, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m., Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1.
Don't miss us.
There's a chance your local Geico agent has the same hyper-specific taste in music as you.
Yeah, I can't get enough of neo-operatic breakbeat.
Do you listen to Cale Bent and the Lettuce Works?
Only every day.
But there's a better chance your local Geico agent could help you out with insurance. They'll work hard to provide sound advice and significant savings. You don't need a hip, underground music scene to do that. Local Geico agents. Call or visit yours today.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when the smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Limb Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility, and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Limb Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselimbandbrace.com.
To yours, Wolf Chase Limb and Brace.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test-driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Golf is back, and DraftKings, the leader in daily fantasy sports, is putting you in the center of the action. It's easy to play. Just pick 6 golfers, stay under the salary cap, and submit your lineup before the tournament tees off on Thursday. Then sit back and follow the action. Download the DraftKings app and use code HERD. This week, DraftKings is putting you in the action with a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes. That's code HERD, only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
You check things all the time, like your email every 10 seconds, or your ex's Instagram. But what about checking something as important as your credit? Well, Discover makes it quick, easy, and best of all, free. Discover is now offering FICO credit scores, the score used by 90% of top lenders, for free, even if you're not a customer. Checking your score won't hurt your credit, and you can check each month for changes, always for free. The Discover Credit Scorecard, free for everyone. Learn more at discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Shuffle low beach, get on the bus, pay your fare, then tell the driver that you're going to a double Dutch affair. Well, I'm the darn. Here it comes, the double Dutch bus is on the street. You better move your bus fare, transpass. That's the way my money lasts.
You can't listen to this without just doing stuff. Doing stuff. Funky Friday off to a great start.
Very great.
Let's go. All right. Welcome back. I'm Peter. He's CJ. That's Zach. Funky Friday. It's Moggy. Gonna rain.
Oh, is it?
Later on now.
Okay.
Mid-afternoon. I mean, mid-morning to lunchtime. Yeah. Gonna get some rain. Sorry. Hate to tell you.
All right.
Bad news.
I just got to pull some stuff in. I got to get the folding chair, put it back in. I was outside reading yesterday when we left here.
You were outside reading when we left here?
Mm-hmm. And I just left the chair outside, so now I got to get it, bring it in before the rain.
What are you reading?
Assata Shakur's biography. Autobiography. Yeah. It's real good.
Okay. All right. CJ's Book Club begins soon.
Yes. Hey. You can recommend some books.
There you go. Books. Check them out. That's what I always say.
I always say READABO. Okay. That's what I always say.
Read a book.
Read a book.
Read a book. What about some deodorant? Should you wear deodorant?
It's not expensive.
It's not expensive.
No. So yes, you should. You should wear deodorant.
Okay. All right. Well, it's not expensive. That's good. No. Good to know.
Well, it's called Speed Stick.
It's called Speed Stick.
And that's
it's not expensive. Yeah, it's not expensive. Yeah. There's other. I mean, there are other brands, but that. Yeah.
Your body also needs water, so you may want to drink that.
All right. So the news situation. This has been a weird story, man. Been a real weird. There's a lot going on here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't entirely know what it is, but I know what it isn't, and boy, this is strange. So yesterday, a little bit after our show was over, NASCAR completed its investigation into the garage pull rope that was fashioned as a noose. And they had a picture that they threw out there for folks to see to understand what this is, and it's definitely a noose. I'm not a ropes expert by any stretch of the imagination, but if I saw that, I would say that is definitely a noose.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to see it and not think that it's a noose.
Mm-hmm.
So to answer question number one about all of this, yes, there was a noose. Now, there was some concern on all sides. There was some reaction, understandable reaction on one side. When NASCAR found this noose, or the person who was involved found the noose, and quite frankly, it looks like it would be hard not to find the noose based on the picture. It seems like it's right in the front of the garage door, so I don't know how you finding it. Seems like it would be a matter of just walking in there. I don't know how you couldn't find it. The initial reports made me think that you found it in the back, or it was some kind of in somewhere out of obvious sight. But this is pretty clearly based on the picture, right in the front, because you can see the outside of the speedway from there. So you're looking out from inside the garage. Whoever found it forwarded it to NASCAR security, who then notified the president, and the president notified Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace being the only black driver. A noose has a completely different symbolism and meaning for the only black driver in a sport that has historically been rife with racism and has recently taken steps to ban the Confederate flag and other racist activities from its sport. And Bubba's also sporting a Black Lives Matter paint scheme and everything else. When a noose is found, that contextualizes it completely differently than if you found it in Denny Hamlin's stall, for example. That doesn't really have the same impact. So they did the investigation, and initially the FBI found that there was no hate crime and that it was a noose that had been left there back in last October by the previous people who were in the stall. They thought this was the Wood Brothers team that was in the stall back in October of 2019. And so then there was a rush of people saying, yeah, Bubba Wallace is, there was the Jussie Smollett stuff. That was the immediate reaction of a lot of folks claiming a fake or some kind of a, But remember the timeline. Bubba Wallace was the one who was informed about all this. He didn't see it. He didn't claim to have seen it or anything like that. He was the one who was informed of it by other folks. Now, having had this information revealed, and they did a sweep of every garage area in all 29 tracks, 1,684 garage stalls. They found only 11 that had a pull-down rope of any kind tied in a knot, and only one was tied in a noose, the one that was found in Bubba Wallace's garage. So, lest you think this is some kind of a common practice, it is not, to have any kind of a rope, period, on the garage. And certainly, for it to be a noose, there's only one, and it was found in Bubba Wallace's garage. CJ, the story is there's a lot more that needs to be determined here, but this thing ain't over.
No, this is weird. And I am content to sit back and just watch this play out and unfold, because you're right, there are so many more questions about what is happening with this situation. I think yesterday I was more relieved that FBI came in and NASCAR agreed with them, saying that he was not a target of a hate crime. He was not. This noose wasn't put there to disparage or discourage him. And so I was like, oh gosh, okay, that's cool. But there were still some questions I had, but I just wanted to bask in the moment that was, like, people aren't as bad as I may think they are. But now with the pictures coming out, like, that is a noose. That is a noose. And you gave the number, 1684 garages, only 11 with ropes, and only one with the rope tied in the noose knot. Now we've got more questions. It's not common practice to have ropes in there. It is certainly not common for those ropes to be tied like nooses. Why was this one tied like a noose? Who was the last one in the garage? Did they see it? Has anybody seen it between fall of 2019 and before Bubba Wallace's team was assigned that stall? If they saw it, why didn't they take it down? Why was it tied that way in the first place? Is this a bunch of dudes getting around like, this is funny, ha, 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 because then that's a different conversation that needs to be had with that team. Why would you see this not tied this way and not think to yourself, you know what? I need to take this down. This isn't cool. Like, why was it allowed to be in that stall for so long? I don't know how often people are in and out of NASCAR stalls, NASCAR garages, but I would think that between fall of 2019 and last week, I would think somebody would have made an appearance in that stall and would have seen that knot. Why didn't they see the knot between fall and now? And why when they saw it, didn't they take it down if they saw it at all? Like, what? So many questions. There's more meat on this bone. There's more juice to be squeezed out of this particular situation.
Yeah, go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, Peter pretty much brought up my frustration with this entire situation and how people can sit here and, like, blame Bubba Wallace or, shaming Bubba Wallace like he did something wrong. It's like people, like, a noose is a noose. Like, regardless if it happened today or it happened 2 years ago. Like, a noose is a noose. And the fact that it was found in his garage and people have come out and started, vilify him as if he did something wrong by bringing this up. It was people in his camp and other NASCAR officials that came out and said it. Like, it didn't come from him. And so to the people that that said that it's a noose, it had nothing to do with them, so all is good. It's like, no, all is not good. It's still a noose at the end of the day. The FBI said it. NASCAR's officials said it. It's still a noose at the end of the day.
And a noose in anybody's garage is cause for concern. Let's say that this is chance, the way NASCAR and the FBI are saying it. If it was another person's car, that noose in that garage is a concern, because it speaks to a culture that NASCAR has cultivated, one that is racially intolerant, not insensitive, intolerant. And if you are comfortable enough if you're comfortable enough to tie a noose and just leave it in the garage and just have it there hanging and dangling about, what else are you comfortable enough doing and saying when you think nobody else is around? How do your prejudices affect you, thus affecting the sport and affecting black people as well? So those are some of the questions I have with the whole noose situation also.
Well, and again, I think the other element of this that's interesting is, it's sort of unconsciously revealing of your personal biases or whatever. Why is it that Bubba Wallace in this case, wouldn't get the benefit of the doubt? Why would you rush, if you are the type of person to rush to call him, Jussie, if you were the one to claim that it was a hoax? Why would you choose that approach when the sport, as we've talked about a lot, has had a very obvious and notable underbelly of racial discrimination and naked racism for its entire run. People have used it to clothe themselves in all sorts of racist garb, and it's been, at the very least allowed and sometimes sanctioned for years. And NASCAR finally is taking steps to root this stuff out, and good for them for doing it. It needed to be done, a long time ago. But when you have that sport, that climate in this situation, and there's a noose that's found, NASCAR doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. You don't get the benefit of the doubt to say it was a misunderstanding. Why would you have earned the benefit of the doubt? This is a sport and this is a culture that has openly glorified the Confederacy and openly glorified this section of folks who have been horrendously brutal to black people for a long time. Why would you give them the benefit of the doubt to say that, oh, it's just a noose, a misunderstanding, a noose was found in a black man's garage? That's, just one of those things. What are you going to do? Why would they get the benefit of the doubt? If anyone deserves the benefit of the doubt in this situation, it's Bubba. So I don't quite understand. The story doesn't add up. I'll put it that way. The story doesn't add up. If you told me the story and nooses were fairly common, or there was a team in NASCAR that called themselves like the Hangmen, and that was their little gimmick, and maybe they just had little nooses, and they were big fans of the Old West, or back in the medieval times, and they had some weird thing where they liked nooses, and they left nooses in garages on a regular basis. That'd be kind of weird, but okay, maybe I could understand that would be one of those things. Or if nooses were a common practice because the rope was a particular type of rope that needed to be done, to make it better for a garage pull down, then maybe I'd understand that. If there was some reason behind it, but then when you tell me that it's never been found, that this is the only place where one of these has been found is in Talladega, that there aren't garage pull ropes, period. There's only 11 of them in thousands of stalls, and only one that's ever been a noose, that doesn't add up. And NASCAR does not get the benefit of the doubt. And the NASCAR culture does not get the benefit of the doubt. If this thing was there, it was there in October 2019. Someone showed a photo. It was there. But does that mean that someone put Bubba Wallace in that stall purposefully, knowing that noose was there? Maybe. It does. Just because the noose was there doesn't mean that it exonerates or makes the situation any clearer. No, it doesn't. And so I'm not going to sit out here and allow Bubba Wallace and everyone who came together in a real solidarity to fight this thing to be slandered. I think that's ridiculous. If anything, NASCAR in this case has a lot more to answer for over the history of what they've done than Bubba Wallace.
There's so much left on this. This isn't going away, I don't believe, anytime soon. I look forward to getting the conclusion of this, because there's got to be answers. People have got to answer these types of questions. Why was he in that stall? Who knew that rope was there? Why wasn't the rope taken down? Why was he put in that stall? Why was the rope tied in the first place? If this is, a couple of dudes thinking they're being edgy, making funny jokes, that's not funny. Nooses aren't funny. Blackface ain't funny. Mm-mm. Saying the N-word is not funny. Those are offensive things. And I'm glad we're getting to the point to where we are beginning to understand some of that. But there've got to be answers for these questions.
And it's got to be more, more than just this. I don't think this thing is not over.
Mm-mm.
I think everyone wants it to be over from NASCAR's perspective and from the drivers and other. This can't be over because there's just way more to it than that. So the controversy rages on. Plenty more questions and not a whole lot of answers at this point, at least, for those important questions, the ones CJ was just bringing up. When we come back, we'll get the latest on what's going on down in the bubble. NBA trying to return. We got Adam Kramer coming up at 8 o'clock. We got Kari Thompson coming up at 9 o'clock. We're going to spin the Wheel of Conversation coming up soon. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Want to get your voice heard? Hit us up on the First Bank phone line or First Bank text line.
Are you tired of staring at that dent? At Maaco, getting collision repaired is as easy as book, quote, fix. Come to Maaco for a collision repair backed by our best price guarantee. Uh-oh? Better get Maaco.
When you have frequent heartburn, antacid relief only lasts for a few hours. Prilosec OTC stops heartburn before it begins and lasts a full 24 hours. Its unique delayed release formula blocks heartburn at the source. With just one pill a day, you get 24-hour heartburn protection. Make the switch today. Prilosec OTC. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Great news, sports fans. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse is now open for dine-in service. Make a reservation and enjoy a mouth-watering steak dinner. Or, if you prefer, take it curbside. In addition to their fantastic steaks, the Butcher Shop Steakhouse has a variety of entrees, including Canadian lobster tail, crab stuffed shrimp, pan-seared red snapper, and fresh ground steak burger with portobello mushroom sauce. Planning a 4th of July cookout? The Butcher Shop Steakhouse offers a great selection of fresh Angus beef, hand-cut steaks and burgers, lamb chops, Atlantic salmon, and more. Make your reservation for dine-in or pre-order for curbside pickup. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse, dine-in, curbside, and delivery. Plus, enjoy the sizzle of top-quality Butcher Shop steaks on your own grill. Call us at 757-4244 and visit our website, thebutchershop.com, for menus and more. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse, Walnut Grove and Germantown Parkway.
Golf is back, and DraftKings, the leader in daily fantasy sports, is putting you in the center of the action. It's easy to play. Just pick 6 golfers, stay under the salary cap, and submit your lineup before the tournament tees off on Thursday. Then sit back and follow the action. Download the DraftKings app and use code HERD. This week, DraftKings is putting you in the action with a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes. That's code HERD, only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
When you're out there walking the street, you may compete.
What? There is some concern, CJ, as you would imagine, about the Huckleberry Hound. There is some concern. I have to. Sorry, I had to I had to keep that going.
I just wonder what they're going to do at like are we going to have probates this year? Are folks going to have lines? That's a different topic, but go ahead. There was.
Can you have a socially distant?
God, no.
No. I mean, I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's.
No. Can't have these dudes be 6 feet apart. Tuskegee, the Capitals come in on fire trucks, man. Sirens are blazing.
Gonna have one per fire truck.
It's
a lot of fire trucks.
Man, Tuskegee is a small city. I'm pretty sure
Tuskegee got that many
only
fire
got
trucks.
like 3 fire trucks.
Yeah. There's going to keep coming.
They
one lap.
Stomp up the yard. Like I don't. And you
can stomp, but you can stomp it at 6 feet intervals.
You've got to scuffle, we'll call it, to get to the rock. Mm-hmm. So it's one thing to cross and have the probate and everything, but post probate for Omega Psi Phi at Tuskegee, there was a scuffle that ensued to get to the rock, and it was the guys who were Q Dogs and the new ones. And if you won that scuffle, you got to kick it on the rock and hang out with them.
Can you do a flag scuffle?
I don't know.
Like a touch, 2-hand touch scuffle?
Touch scuffle to the rock?
Or 2-hand, I'm not touch, but some. I don't
can't
know.
touch anybody.
I don't know. I don't know how you do this. It's
going
to be tough. Yeah, it's going to be tough. I don't either. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know where that comes in. So there's we talked about the situation in the NBA as they continue to try to get the league rolling. Zach Lowe of ESPN reported yesterday that there are a lot more positive tests that have been revealed. Just as you would expect, there's obviously great deal of public interest in who's positive and how this is going to go and all that stuff, but there's no specific need for that to be revealed publicly. Mm-hmm. It's not as if you are interacting with these people on a regular basis. I guess if you have an NBA player in your life, then maybe you should know. But otherwise, there's really no reason for any of us to be concerned, other than just for general safety concerns about how these guys are doing. But it's in the NBA's best interest to keep those numbers a little bit lower. You don't want an apocalyptic sort of thing. You already saw the University of Memphis had 3 cases yesterday. They weren't football players. The football players had come back and been tested. There were no positive tests on the football players. So presumably from another sport, basketball had just been tested, so that you would think that men's and women's basketball would be at the center of that. There was also 1 staff member. So when those numbers come out, it can always be a little alarming. There's no reason for it to be alarming immediately. You just need to be aware of it. The whole point of testing is that you can find out who's got it so that you can then take steps to quarantine them to stop the spread. That's the whole point of it. But when you couple that, CJ, with the fact that yesterday in Orange County, Florida, they had by far their highest case number, and positivity rates are extremely high as well. Because I like to look at positivity rates, not just the case numbers. Case numbers you can go up because if you test more, then you would think you'd find more cases, and so that could just pick the raw numbers up. They're not really testing that much more, quite honestly. And the rates are going up. That's why the positivity rate's being a thing. If you want it 5% or lower and you're getting it at like 15 to 20, that's a problem. And that's kind of where they're at right now. A lot of folks are starting to have some second thoughts about this now. Sending folks down in the middle of one of the hottest zones in the country. That wasn't what they signed up for 6 weeks ago when the case numbers were very low and Florida was one of the better spots.
Yeah. And listen, there's no doubt in my mind about the discipline that some of these men have. Some of them. Others, I do have considerable doubt. And you're sending them down to Orlando, grown men who used to doing whatever the hell they want to do, and you're telling them they can't leave a certain area.
Well, and not only that, did you see how they're going to enforce that? NBA shared with players they're going to use local, state, and federal law enforcement plus former special ops forces to secure the bubble in Orlando.
This does not seem like it's going to go well.
In addition, according to Tim Bontemps of ESPN, social media networks will be monitored by Walt Disney Security, NBA Global Security, and the Department of Homeland Security for potential threats. So in the middle, let me just get this straight, in the middle of the pandemic and in the middle of one of the most fraught and electric times in this country as folks are rising up and standing up against police brutality around the country. A group of primarily black men are going to be kept in a quarantine bubble by a number of police officers. Am I getting this correct?
That's their game plan. They should have reached out to Predator. I mean, like, Predator, get the Dementors, get them out there too. Let's do it. Predator, if they leave this venue, you got them. Dementors, keep everybody in. Let's make it happen.
I mean,
yeah.
Do we not think about how this is going to what that
Yeah.
what
No,
that looks like? What
no,
that
all
did we
they're
not?
thinking about are the billions they stand to lose.
My goodness gracious, man!
They're gonna make this thing work. However they gotta make it look. It's going to happen.
I don't think the players signed up for that either. I don't think they signed up to be kept in and under threat of what arrest? Like, what are you going to do to them? Like, you going to arrest them for that? The cops are going to what?
You can't mess up the money, man.
Are they just keeping people out? Or are they keeping them in?
Keeping them in.
This is oh boy.
Who else can they get? Got the law enforcement involved. You can get Predator involved. You can get the Dementors, obviously. Who else is really good at guarding stuff? Doesn't Cerberus guards the gate of Hades? Get the three-headed dog.
Cerberus, yeah.
Get the three-headed dog in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Keep them in. They can't go nowhere. Because we got billions on the line here. I don't care about your life. I don't care about your lifestyle. I don't care about your comfortability. I'm trying to get paid.
This is wild. This is wild. All right, when we come back, we'll talk to our friend Adam Kramer about all this stuff and more. You never quite know what we're going to get with Kramer, but we'll do all that next. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Oh, my stomach. When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Try new Pepto-Bismol Chews. The same fast relief of Pepto-Bismol, now in a delightful chew.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Eat well and stay healthy with Sweetgrass Next Door's to-go and delivery service. From shrimp and grits to pork chops to chocolate chip cookies and more, feed your need. Located in the heart of Cooper Young Midtown, Sweetgrass Next Door makes for an easy to-go, pickup, and delivers to all of Midtown, most of downtown, and even East Memphis locations. For more information, visit online sweetgrassmemphis.com or call 901-278-0278 to place your order today.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me for Sidelines Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. on Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1 FM. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, recruiting. Hey, if they keep score, we're covering it. Check us out on the website at sports56whbq.com and sidelines.live. Sidelines is brought to you by Duncan Williams Asset Management. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. Get up and give us a call.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to real sports talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
If you don't want a ticket, you better move on. If you break the law, you got to pay your dues. Be much better if you play it by the rules.
It's so easy. It's so right. It's so easy to rock it. Come on, there's no parking, CJ.
Where, on the dance floor? I know.
Yeah. There's no parking on the dance floor. Come on.
Can't do it. Won't do it.
No parking, baby. Now, we got stuff to talk about here in hour number 2. A reminder, rain expected over the next couple of hours and then throughout the rest of the day. So if you want to get outside and get that run in, I know we got the fittest listeners in the country, as according to a poll that I just made up in my head. So they're out there probably every morning just working hard and getting it. So you better get that workout in right now. Can we do? Our listeners can do more push-ups and sit-ups than any other listeners that are out there.
All right, I got faith in them. As long as we don't.
So
have
all
to
you
do
guys
it,
get out there. Oh yeah, I'm not doing any, but it's all them. That's what it's all about. Also, as we mentioned, we're about to talk to our friend Adam Kramer. A little bit of breaking news this morning, according to Stephen Gaither, who is a HBCU reporter. Morehouse will not be playing football in 2020.
What?
Due to COVID-19.
Wow.
So.
Wow. And that couple that with the news that Bethune-Cookman is leaving the MEAC and joining Florida A&M and others in the SWAC. Like there's a lot of movement going on in the HBCU world as far as football goes.
No question. You couple that with the loss of the Southern Heritage Classic, and I'm sure there will be other classics.
Shaw canceled their homecoming.
Shaw canceled homecoming
this year. Wow.
It's man. The COVID situation is not good. As we bring in our friend Adam Kramer joining us. Adam. I mean, we talk a lot about what's happening when these kids come back to campus and all this other stuff. But as we get closer to time now, we start to actually get closer to the season potentially starting or not. The rubber's meeting the road for some of these schools, and I think you're going to see more of this. The effects of this are significant and long-ranging.
Yeah, it's not the happiest way to begin, but I don't know if there's another way to begin, right? The last couple of weeks have been really hard to watch. It's interesting. I'm in Illinois, you guys know, outside Chicago, and today for the first day, starting when I'm at the bar in an hour. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to the bar in an hour. It'll probably be 3 or 4 hours. But you can do indoor dining today for the first time. here, it's been really still completely shut down, with the exception of golf and things. So, seeing what's going on, it has not resonated close to home because we've still been incredibly isolated to a large degree. These football programs there are so many moving parts, right? Look at life right now and equate that to trying to run a season. I'll tell you one thing, the whole idea of fan interaction. Remember when we were thinking like 4 or 5 weeks ago, like, can we get 50% in there? Can we get a stadium in there? And now it's how logistically, when you've got reportedly 30 people from LSU quarantined, how can you do a season, right? How can you make this happen? And you're getting to the point in the calendar in July where these guys are going to start to practice soon and start to arrive. And I do think getting them there early is good, not just because you know where you stand, but get your testing procedures in place and you try to figure out these things are going to change. You guys know this too, whether it's your workplace, whether it's your gym, if you have access to it, whatever it is, right? The procedure is going to constantly change depending on what's going on in the environment. And I think that's the big thing for football programs. But yeah, it's been, after so much progress, this has been rough. There's no scientific way to put it. Reading the news every day sucks.
I mean, is there anything more college programs, specifically football programs in the athletic department, is there anything more you'd like to see some of them do or anything you would like to see implemented that maybe isn't implemented nationwide just yet?
The programs that came back without testing, it looks moronic now, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you had programs that were very, didn't test everybody when they come back. And that wasn't like the majority of schools. I don't know what percentage it was, but that's not going to fly, right? Because I think what we've seen in places, even where you were you look at like Kansas State, all of a sudden a positive test and then boom, 14 positive tests. You know, you've got a quarter of your team in quarantine. So I really, I don't want to sound like a scientist or anything like that, but to really maintain safety, these guys are going to have to be tested frequently. And you hear from coaches, look, understand that social distancing when these guys practice, and you can do a lot in the weight room, but let's be honest, it's going to be hard. The way these guys work out, it's different than you and I in our little bubbles doing machine shoulder presses at the gym. It's just a different world. So when they practice, whether it's face shields or whatnot, you can do something to make that work or to put your best foot forward, to put yourself in a position to protect your guys. Ultimately, you're going to have to do testing. And last week, I got into a debate on social media, which is a horrifying thing to do if you've ever done it, is to debate people on social media. So, here's the reality. Based on what we know, the players, at least short term, are very unlikely to get seriously ill by this, right? Can we safely say that these guys, based off the percentages and everything we know, and there's a heck of a lot we don't know, it's unlikely that these players are going to be severely impacted. The coaching staff, the personnel, fans, there's a lot of people that make a football program, a ton of them, that you don't see, that aren't on the sideline, that interact with these guys daily. And that's the part that I think is going to be really hard. Those are the people, quite honestly, I worry about everybody. And I really worry about the players because they're not being paid for this crap. I mean, that's the other thing, okay? Let's say that fairly. And some, grad assistants, whatever. But those are the people I worry about, people who, quite honestly, aren't some of the most elite athletes in the world that are at a much greater risk. Not that everybody's not. The players are at a big risk, too. I understand if they don't want to play, but everybody around them, there's a lot of them. I mean, that's where things multiply and get really scary.
Well, and this is the thing. So we talked earlier this week with the epidemiologist about this stuff, and one of the things that he said was, the testing is fine and that's good, and you got to keep doing it. But part of the problem is that you can be tested and test negative for up to 5 days after contracting the illness. And on top of that, at Kansas State, for example, they tested on Friday. They ended up with 8. They had 8 players, I think, that ended up positive. But they tested on Friday, so good for them for testing. But then over the weekend, while you're waiting for the results, the players just mingled about and hung out together and went to the dorm and did whatever.
Yeah.
Then they were positive. Well, they went, well, whoops. Like, and then they spread the, so like, what was the point of that? Like, you can't, well, this is really laying bare to me, Adam. I bring it up because it's a patchwork. College football and college sports in general is just a patchwork. It's, you have conferences that have some jurisdiction. You have schools that have some jurisdictions. You have state and local governments that have some jurisdictions. It's not the NBA. It's not the NFL. It's not Major League Baseball, where you have an overarching body, where you have a collective bargaining agreement, where you have an agreement about how we're going to do things and how we're not going to do things. You got this patchwork of just whatever happening in college, and some colleges are doing great and some are doing terrible. And I don't know how you can sustain it over the course of a season when you're going to go play each other, and some of you guys are cool and some of you guys are not cool at all.
Like colleges, let's peel that back one level. I mean, think of what a college campus is like and will be like. These things are going to be normal. I don't mean to sound like the old guy, like,
No, I'm with you, though.
yells in the clouds. Like, dude, kids are, this is what college. Like, in some ways, I sort of sympathize with them, right? But that's just how it's going to be. And you can sort of try to put your players in a bubble and say, don't go out. They're going to go out. And I don't know if we should be angry about, like, you know what I mean? Like, very mixed on this. And then, yes, so you have these very unique environments with young people and old people, but young people all over the country. And then they're in these unique conferences that are going to have their own guidelines. And geographically, I think that's the part that's really pretty unique, right? It's interesting, like for work, you guys know I do with Golden, one of the questionnaires early on was, have you been to New York and New Jersey? And we talked about it this week because it's that doesn't apply anymore. We got to switch the state, right? No. And because
they're doing well. New York and New Jersey's they got
hit first. They had the fear of God put in them.
Yeah. No, but now they're look, I'm in Illinois. Chicago's sort of the same thing, right? These were really horribly hit places that are quote unquote the model, but we've been really slow. There hasn't been an opportunity for it. So geographically, that's the other thing. You see how quickly this stuff changes. Where a state can be sort of comfortable and you're planning for all these sports to return to Florida, and then, whoa, wait a second, we're going to Florida, and right now there's sort of an outbreak, and there's no end in sight. So couple that with the financial impact of this. I forget who said it. I forget what radio show I was listening to, and I was talking to a friend. If money wasn't involved, do you think we'd be playing sports right now? Like, I love sports, and I really want football. Okay, this is all selfish. But if there wasn't so much at stake, and these programs weren't going to fall apart if football wasn't played, would we be doing this? Would we attempt this? I don't know. But it doesn't seem like it, right? No. And yet I want it to happen. I want some normalcy. I love this sport. My job is sort of reliant on this. It's reliant. So I think my emotions have changed a lot in the last three to 4 weeks, certainly in the last couple, where you start to see just the magnitude of all this, and you see all the numbers, and and then the part, circling back to what we initially talked about, the clock is on. And if we don't have some clarity here in the next 3 weeks, it's not going to be good.
It's not going to be good for anybody if there's a shortened season or, God forbid, no season. But the bigger conferences can make it. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty for like the Big Ten, SEC, ACC, Big 12, Pac-12. But they'll survive this. I'm concerned about some of the smaller conferences, some of the other members of the FBS and really the FCS as well. In general, just how can you survive something like this, and what would it look like for a Troy State or a Georgia Southern if they aren't able to play football, or if their football season is changed because they're not getting that money game. Georgia State, Georgia Southern not able to go play that SEC school and get $750,000, which they then disperse amongst their athletic department. How do you think this moment might play out for some of the smaller conferences, the Group of Fives and the FCS?
I think, if you're an Alabama, you can, put in a 25% percent salary reduction and save, millions of dollars. Nick Saban, there's $2 million right there. And I'm not saying that's what they're going to do. But there's more flexibility to protect yourself then there obviously isn't those other places. There just isn't the revenue, right? Things are tight to begin with. And here's the here's the really hard part. You look at like a Moorhead canceling, and you look at others that could cancel. By canceling, you're taking away your biggest revenue stream for most of these schools. And so right now you're weighing both safety and basically potential future. They just don't have money hanging around in the coffers. Attendance is 20 to 30% of revenue for most big schools. I don't know what it looks like for small schools, but that's an enormous sum. And 20 to 30% for them versus, say, at Clemson, where the percents are just a lot bigger, right? You can get chunked. Their business model, this is going to recalibrate collegiate athletics potentially at the highest level if it is not played. Even if it is, if you don't have attendance, I would imagine you're going to see some, pretty dramatic salary implications. So you mentioned the smaller schools. I hope they can survive. I don't know what their books look like, but they just don't have the same luxury as these big ones. Television contracts, the attendance numbers. You mentioned sort of the cupcake games that are a huge part of their budget when a team gets, say, $1.5 to $2 million in a single season, if not more. They're playing up and getting crushed 55 to 10, whatever it is. Those games, as inconvenient as they are for us, serve a purpose. You lose all of that. I don't know what it looks like, but it's not good. And I would imagine as you see different universities sort of cut sports slowly, UConn, others, I think you'll unfortunately see more of that. But I don't think they're going to cut football. I mean, that's the other thing here. Football is still what brings home money whenever they can play. I think the sad or just the reality of this is they'll cut other sports before they cut one that's their cash cow.
And you're seeing a lot of sports do that. You're seeing a lot of teams and schools that were maybe not run particularly well are having more trouble. You have some schools, UConn's done some cutting. Cincinnati cut one team. You've seen a lot of the Olympic sports getting cut around the country, and more are coming. Things have been pretty stable here for the University of Memphis and for some folks, the schools around here, but it's still something that could well happen. One other thing too, I mean, since we've got two major cataclysmic things happening, like major shifts in the way that we do business as a country and for college football in particular. You have the COVID pandemic, which we're still very much dealing with, but also you have the Black Lives Matter movement, protests, the increased social justice, demands for social justice, demands for equality. These are real things that are happening still very much on college campuses and throughout teams, and some of the fallout is interesting here. A couple different areas I want to talk to you about that. Number one, Adam, yesterday Lane Kiffin, Mike Leach, among all the coaches across basically every coach that could possibly be there from any college in the state of Mississippi, was at the Mississippi Capitol to lobby the legislators on changing the Mississippi state flag that still has the Confederate battle flag as part of its design. And you've already had one kid, Blake. What's Blake's? I forget his last name, but he transferred from Ole Miss to Iowa State and said that he was happy not to represent that flag anymore. It's becoming a bigger and bigger issue, recruiting and everything else. This could be a problem for Ole Miss and for other schools, but I'm happy to see that Ole Miss, Mississippi State, even Mike Leach, who certainly had his issues in this department, was there and representing. Mike Leach, though. Still being Mike Leach, but
touching people's mask and stuff. Got his nose out, but whatever.
All right, but can we enjoy that? It's been such a rough. Mike Leach. I mean, that picture truly where they're standing behind, and Mike Leach and Lane Kiffin are in masks, and there's like that stair step of people supporting it. You knew nothing about that photo, and we're shown it last year. It said this is going to happen next year. You would have said, "What?"
Yeah, in November of 2019, you're like, wow, okay, now you have to tell me about some weird stuff's about to happen here, man.
Yeah, look, we rail on college football and the NCAA a lot, and for good reason. I'm getting great pride in my sport with this. I know it's not perfect. The system is kind of gross, and we need to pay the players, et cetera. You could dissect this all you want. But when you look at what those coaches are doing, And look at those coaches who are doing it. These are oddball coaches. And I don't mean that. I mean, Lane and Mike have had rough goes. For them to stand up there and, yeah, you could argue what the PR, I get it. You can dissect this all you want. It's still meaningful to see Nick Saban talk about Black Lives Matter in a video that one of his players wrote in a state that, look, if we're being honest, that video is not going to go over completely fine with that whole audience about what the message is. It's just not. To see him do that was powerful. To see these coaches stand up, and Pruitt has done it as well when it comes to auctioning off, the jerseys for Black Lives Matter. Like, I think there's some, for as slow as college football is in some cases, you're seeing coaches who, at least at the surface level, seem to really get it. And above all, seem to really want to support their players. And yeah, at the back end, is this all for the greater good, to win games, to get players to look like you're a part of it? I don't know. I just, in other areas of life, it's warming to see these guys step up, and they're stepping up in unique ways. And it's not just one. And there's a bunch of different missions going on across the country and what they want to accomplish. But at a time when news is tough, I've really been encouraged to see some of these guys actually step up and be, like we've talked about it here, right? Like leaders of men and people, and they have this influence. They have this power. The coaches do. We talk about the players having the power, which they do, and we're seeing that with some of them. The coaches, Nick Saban, man, I'm not sure there's a coach with more power in the country in any sport than what Nick Saban said, and that was pretty meaningful to put his face on that.
It was indeed. There's another fallout or potential area of fallout. This down in Tallahassee. Clearly, Mike Norvell has had his issues with this department and this his players and Marvin Wilson and others. They've come to an agreement about how they're going to handle this. And Mike kind of learned a pretty tough lesson early in his tenure. There's another potential problem coming up, according to Noel Game Day, the Noel Game Day, and we always love talking about them Noels. The source tells me, it's from Logan Robinson, says, source tells me multiple high-level boosters are threatening to cut off funding to Florida State if Doak Campbell Stadium name is changed. There's been some discussion about changing the name of the stadium. It's one of the demands that players have had, to changing it to Bobby Bowden Field or some other thing. So now you have donors threatening to cut off funding if this happens, and I'm sure this is happening around the country. A lot of donors may not like players having the kind of authority that they have, and may not like players demanding these sorts of things. I don't know what you do. Adam, you got to stand for what's right. But boy, economically, if you stand for what's right and you take a big old hit, these ADs, I don't know how much stomach they're going to have for that.
That's tough. I would not want to be in the position of the AD. I commend the people that are asking for change. Gosh, we really protect our names and statues, don't we? As a group?
We do.
We really care about that stuff. I don't really. And I don't want to sound callous or insulting to anyone who does, because I understand people want to respect where they come from. But, if something is offending someone, isn't that enough to at least explore the idea of doing something different? This is like what I tell my kids, man. Like, if you're saying something or doing something and the other person is unhappy, for whatever reason, whether you think it's legitimate or not, at its core, doesn't that at least warrant the idea to explore change? And really, if you're pushing back on that and threatening to cut off money, like, what does that say about you? Like, right? Like, we're at a time now where I get it. It's hypersensitive, over the top, some of it, sure. Do I agree with all of it? No. Do I agree with most of it? Yeah, just because I'm a human being and I want other people to just feel good. And I understand that things are going to change. These players and situations, think about what kind of change they're promoting. Okay, a change to a flag, a name, a stadium, one of the most known, athletic areas in terms of collegiate-wise in the country. I mean, they're shooting their shot in the best and biggest way possible. I'll say this, to get back to that, I would not want to be in the position to have to make that call. You're the AD, and I truly mean that. And you're talking about doing something to make your players satisfied, that your players cool your climate, also potentially get guys from not sitting out versus, shutting the nozzle on millions of dollars. I want no part of that. I mean, I could sit here and say, don't care about this, but when it comes to the actual financial department, we talked about how significant that money is. That's a tough one, and if you're the AD, if I'm the AD there, I'm getting on the phone and I'm talking to these people who are threatening that to understand why. Why do you care so much about this name, and why can't we change it, et cetera? Again, not going to go away. You're going to see more of this. I commend people for at least wanting to start a conversation that clearly makes a lot of people uncomfortable.
You got to talk. You got to talk to get some of this done, but it can be very, very difficult indeed. Hopefully next week we can talk about. I want to talk about the status of this Golden Tee Go situation. I want to talk about where you guys are.
Maybe the Mac or something something light.
Yeah, we got to lighten it up when we can, but there's just too many important things to talk about. But I got to know. So please, get ready for that next week. We're gonna talk about that.
All right, guys, we'll do.
All right.
Thanks,
All right,
Adam. Hey, Adam, thanks for
care,
the follow also. I appreciate it.
I can't remember what you before. That's my bad. I mean, no, that's an oversight on my part. So we're connected now.
He's a generous man.
Thank you, Adam.
Very nice.
All right, guys, take care.
The Crane game. That's right, Adam Kramer. He's a good guy. Adam's a very good guy. We're going to spin that wheel of conversation when we return. We'll talk a little bit more about what Adam had to say and where we go from here. All of that as we return on Sports 56 Mornings. You can watch us on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on the Twitter, on the Periscope, on all the social platforms. Whatever social platform you'd like, we got you there. You can listen to us on the app, on the radio. We're there for you. However you want to consume us, consume us. We're here to be consumed by you. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Check out Dave Woloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 96.1 FM and 87.7 FM.
Farmers Insurance knows that there's a not-so-subtle difference between the sound of a car hitting your rear bumper and the sound of a clown car hitting your rear bumper.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Sorry about that.
We call that a three-ring fender bender, and we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent.
They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
If your idea of a big, bold summer is hanging out around the backyard barbecue, I've got a snack that will fit right in. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Yep, it's a bold flavored snack that's more craveable than potato chips and the perfect low-carb alternative to breadcrumbs in your favorite recipe. You gotta try the Korean kimchi barbecue, spicy dill, pasilla chili cheese, and blackberry habanero pork rinds. This summer, start your own flavor adventure by downloading our coupon and finding new recipes at porkrinds.com. That's porkrinds.com.
Plasma donations are needed now more than ever, and you can make a difference during these unprecedented times. Plasma Biological Services is seeking healthy donors as well as those who have fully recovered from COVID-19. Your plasma may be used to help those still fighting the virus. If you have tested positive for COVID-19 and have fully recovered, please call 866-END-CV19 or go to grifolsplasma.com. That's GRIFOLS plasma.com today to see how your plasma can help save others that are hospitalized with COVID-19 and if you are eligible to donate. All donors will be compensated for their time. Please call 866-END-CV19 or go to grifolsplasma.com. If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Clinton Broadcasting wants you.
Central Barbecue is committed to the health and safety of this community, who has supported Central for almost 20 years. Central Barbecue is still open for business with to-go and delivery options to serve the greater Memphis area with the same great barbecue you have come to know and love. With 4 locations to serve you, from downtown, midtown, and East Memphis, you can order your favorite barbecue and enjoy everything on the menu in the comfort of your own home. Call your nearest Central Barbecue location for more information on delivery and to-go options today.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurts. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
You know the spirit of the party starts to come alive until the day is dawning. You can throw out all the blues and hit the city lights, 'cause there's music in the air and lots of loving everywhere. So give me the night. Give me the night. Boop, 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 action. Boop, boop. A place to dine, a glass of wine, a little late.
Come on now. Funky Friday.
Yeah, it is.
Very funky. The Deacon of Not Freaking, Zach.
I can't tell from his music selection, boy.
Oh, maybe he's the Deacon of
freaking.
Freaking.
To this.
Could be. The Baron and Not Sharon. Maybe he is sharing more than we realize. Who knows? Is that true, Zach?
No.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
There's nothing to share.
You hadn't
wear your mask. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you hadn't let me know what was up with you and old girl. By the way, we'll have to talk about that after the show.
Oh, is there an update?
I don't know. He hadn't let me know. So
Zach, is there an update?
Are you talking about
my friend?
No. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about her.
Okay. All right.
There's another one.
Okay.
There's another one.
The one that we talked before.
In the Carolinas?
Yeah.
There's something with that?
No.
Okay, I figured it wasn't.
No.
So yeah, there's a reason why my friend is my friend. That's the one. We'll talk about it. Here. I'm looking at it. We're here. We'll talk about it after the show.
I'm intrigued.
As well as you should be.
I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm intrigued by this situation that's unfolding. We're going to spin that wheel of conversation here as we continue hour number 2. Also, of course, there's just we've talked about the COVID situation. One of the things that sucks about it, among many, is that when you celebrate, when you win, you can't really do your normal celebration. The folks at Liverpool won the Premier League yesterday. It's been 30 years since they won their title. They had an incredible run in the 70s and 80s, and then just because Manchester United and Arsenal and other teams kind of pushed past them, they haven't won in quite a while. They finally clinched their title after Manchester City lost to Chelsea yesterday, and they can't get out and it's 30 years and you can't get out and have the parade, you can't get out and have the celebration, you can't get out and have the parties and all the stuff, and man, what a bummer to win a championship and just have you can't
nothing.
You gotta still jump around your house, spray champagne all over your house. It doesn't work the same. It's not the same. Look at me. No, it's not. Can't do it.
If a team wins a championship and there is no parade, did they really win a championship?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought that was the whole point.
The tree falls in the forest? Yeah.
I thought the whole point of winning a championship was for the parade. I thought we were just a culture that loves parades and holds them
look at what happened
in the
last
highest
year.
esteem.
What happened last year with Toronto? And there were 2 million people, and Marc Gasol's just hammered out of his mind, in public.
And,
sitting next to the Prime Minister, just nah.
We hadn't talked about this. Homeboy Hall of Fame announced their induction class of 2020. Of course, that ceremony is going to be postponed for a little bit. But Danny Green out there.
Got to be,
getting into the Homeboy Hall of Fame for his role in keeping Marc Gasol away from the mic.
Right, and keeping him away from the Prime Minister
of
Canada, who's sitting right there.
Sometimes, man, you got to do your boys, got to do your girls, got to do
also
your peeps that way sometimes to protect them.
And big props, Homeboy Hall of Fame as well, to Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, for not showing up in blackface at the parade, which I think he might have felt like that was a good idea. But no, somebody got to him and said, nope, not a good idea. So,
I shouldn't go dressed as Kawhi Leonard, blackface with the braids?
But I shouldn't do the braids?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. Yo, I'll listen to you this time.
But Kimmel did it with Karl Malone. I can't be.
Jimmy Fallon did it with Chris Rock.
I can't do it. Okay.
You kidding me?
All right, I got you. It showed great restraint. I appreciate all of you. And by you, I mean white people. I appreciate the restraint you use not dressing up in blackface. I do.
I mean, it's apparently not easy for some.
Not dressing up in blackface, not saying the N-word, not tying nooses. I appreciate the restraint that you show.
Yes, that's wonderful. So congratulations to Liverpool for their victory. One of those things that we talk about all the different effects. That's one of the effects. Another one is Dave Clawson, the head coach at Wake Forest, their football coach. He's going to isolate from his wife starting in a couple of weeks. His wife is a breast cancer survivor, and so she is immunocompromised, and he doesn't want to bring her into any further risk. So he's going to isolate from his wife throughout the entire season. He doesn't expect to return home until after the season is done. I mean, that's
wow. James Franklin is doing something similar.
Yeah.
With his family. His family lives in Florida. I don't know why you wouldn't want to get them up out of there, but he's doing something similar. Before we go forward with this conversation, does LeBron get a ring?
Yeah, his daughter and James Franklin's daughter has sickle cell.
Okay,
so that's one of the reason why he's. But yes, he's got to be away from them. Yeah, it's.
Does LeBron James get a ring for Liverpool's win?
I don't know how they do they do medals as opposed to rings.
I'm sorry. Does he get a medal then?
And no. But the medals only go to players and only to players who have played a certain amount of games. This is one of the more interesting traits. One of the things I actually quite like about the way that they do. I've told you how much I enjoy. I think the soccer does it absolutely right. I get it. Like there's an anticlimax for what happened. Like Liverpool won the championship yesterday without playing because Manchester City lost and they could not overtake them. But it's been a fait accompli for like months. I mean, you knew Liverpool was going to win back in February. It's been forever. But the regular season, they play every other team home and away, and that's it. Everyone has the exact same schedule, and whoever has the most points at the end of that is the champion. Like, there's no controversy. There's no playoff run. There's no team getting hot, no injured guy. And over the course of the season, if you are the best team, you're going to be the best team, and that's it. End of story. Full stop. I love that. I think that's the most effective way, and it makes the regular season super important because that's all there is. The regular season, you determine the champion, and there's your champion. That's one tradition I like. The other one is the tradition of handing out medals. Not everyone gets rings the way that we do in American sports. You all get a ring. Basically, if you have any association whatsoever with the team, you get a ring. Like, that's just where it is. Like, you get a ring if you played 1 minute, you played 1,000 minutes, you get the same ring because of that whole thing. That's not how it works in the Premier League. In the Premier League, you have to play in at least, I think it's 25% of the games to get a medal. So you have to have played a reasonably significant role for the team. You have to have made a certain number of appearances to get a medal. Like, you could be a champion, but if you're injured that year, you don't get the medal. You don't get to show that medal at home. Like, you don't get it. You have to have a certain number of appearances to actually get the medal.
John Sally would never have a medal.
I know. There's lots of guys that would never have a ring. There's lots of dudes out there. Adam Morrison, the Adam Morrisons of the world, would not have any rings
not get a
at
ring,
all.
Man.
So this is where it becomes an interesting thing. Like, to me, that makes more sense. Like, if you're getting a ring, like, no disrespect to the 14th and 15th guy on the bench, you got to have those guys. But do they really need the same ring that LeBron and those other guys get? No. Let me answer my own question. No, they don't. So, no, LeBron will not get a ring, a medal for Liverpool or a ring unless he makes one himself, which he's welcome to do, and I'm sure that might be fun. You can make your own ring. I guess if someone wants to make their own medal, they can. But no, there are specific rules that dictate who gets the medals. It's not like these other things where you get to pick who gets the ring, and we can make all these rings, and everyone can get the ring, and the equipment people can get the rings, and the broadcasters can get the rings, and the whoever. No, there are rules about who gets the medals, and only the people that played get the medals.
Wow,
as it should be, as it should be.
Oh, that's wow.
Mm-hmm.
Ty Lue wouldn't have a ring.
Nope. There's lots of dudes out here that have rings that would not have rings. There's lots of dudes out there that are talking about, I got a ring. You wouldn't be able to have it. You could say you're a champion, and you are.
Okay.
You would have you are a champion. You're part of that team. You get but it's a meritocracy, man. Like, did you play? Did you actually feature? Were you actually, a part of the team?
Mm-hmm.
Were you part of the 10 or 11 man rotation in the NBA team that went through the playoffs and actually played? Were you part of the two deep on a football team? Did you play 5% of the snaps, 10% of the snaps? Did you just every now and then show up and whatever?
Did you practice really, really hard?
Did you practice? I mean, that's fine. You can get a practice medal. But I think I like the fact that it is dictated by the league, and there is a specific criteria. I think it's 25. I want to say it's 25%, but I don't remember exactly. But there's a specific criteria. And that's true of every award. Any of the tournaments, the FA Cup, where you play like in a tournament, you have to have played in that tournament. So they could have they could have a superstar player on the team, but if the coach rested him for the tournament and he didn't play, he wouldn't get a medal. You have to have participated in the competition. Champions League, you have to participate in the
blew my mind. That is blowing my mind. Okay.
Yeah. I love it.
One way to do it.
I love it. Let's keep it real. Some of these jokers running around here with rings and stuff, they don't need to have rings.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my ring.
For what?
For what?
When the Grizzlies win the championship.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets one.
I got some bad news for you.
He gets one.
No.
He's staff.
They are not paying for all staff to get rings.
Why not? They could do a special staff ring for Zach and others.
You get a Dakota ring out of a box of cereal.
No.
That's what you're gonna get.
No.
You're gonna get. You're not getting one of those rings. I can tell you that.
Diamond.
What would the Grizzlies championship ring look like?
Come on, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. Come on.
No, we're not. No, we're not. That's definitely going to happen. You talked about the numbers, Josh.
Are they even going to be in Memphis by the time it's out? Come on.
Why would you do that? Why would you say that?
I'm just
you know where we are?
Just to mess with people.
No, don't mess with them. That's not messing with them. There's somebody almost wrecked their car because you said that.
Just kidding, everybody. Jeez.
Don't be on Facebook.
Goodness gracious.
And the
just kidding.
Grizzlies fan group. Peter Edmondson said the Grizzlies.
I'm just kidding, everybody. Goodness
okay.
gracious. We have to laugh. You got to laugh about this stuff. Come on. Zach, you ain't getting a ring, though. Sorry, buddy.
It's going to happen. I can feel it.
No.
I can feel it.
You better.
Do the Grizzlies know who you are?
Yeah, you better move up the ladder.
I am.
You better move up the ladder a little bit before you start feeling anything.
I wonder how many Grizzlies people I could go up to and be like, "Hey, Zach Boyd, what you think about him?"
Zach, if you get that girl and you take her out a few times, and then you deserve a ring for that. that one particular.
Hey,
that
is in the Peter. That is in the bag. Like he could take her out.
I'm ready for him to get that ring. Then
He won't.
Get that ring.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. He
go
won't
get that
do
ring. It's unbelievable. Go get that ring. Come on, man. Go do it.
It's probably going to be in the security deposit box.
Just go get it. Come on, man. Get it. We'll come back. We'll spin that wheel of conversation. Tell you what, spin the wheel now, and then let's figure out what the topic's going to be, so we can tell everybody what we're going to talk about when we return.
Once while the wheel is being spun, hey, it's never too early to start thinking about breakfast. 670 Jefferson Sunrise is where you need to go. They got delicious breakfast biscuits. They got wonderful breakfast casseroles. They bring the food out to you. It is so good. The blueberry breakfast casserole is my favorite. They got a great chicken biscuit. You can put chicken and throw some egg and cheese on it. Oh, it's so good. They do a barbecue chicken omelet. Yes, get you some of that barbecue chicken omelet as well. It's Sunrise, baby. 670 Jefferson. Go check them out. All right.
What we got?
Versus battle.
Who's battling?
Whoever you want. Who would be the best versus battle?
Oh.
Like set up. You can pick
Zach
your,
versus Gabe.
Oh.
Let's go.
You set up and we all know versus is the thing that is hot right now. I think it's still hot, where two musicians set up on opposite sides of one another and they just go hit for hit to see whose hit is the best. So you get you two musicians. Which two musicians would you like to see, dead or alive, compete in a versus battle?
Dead or alive? Okay, okay. I like how we added that little bit as well. Okay, wonderful. We'll answer that question, and you can text in as well. 67129 on the First Bank text line, 360-8255 on the First Bank phone line from the Family Leisure Studios. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Hey everybody, are we ready for some hot fun this summertime? Cause I'm out here in Olive Branch looking at all these new All-Star Chevy trucks. You've got more new Silverados out here than you'll find anywhere, and for a lot less. Some still have 0 interest for 84 months with GM financing or thousands in cash back for summer. If it's a new Chevy you want, Olive Branch is where you want to be. Come drive one of the new Blazers or Suburbans, or just drive both. You can fall in love with more than one. Finance with GM and you could be payment free all summer. And everybody at All-Star Chevy is excited about their pre-owned Chevy collection. It's huge. I'm looking at Tahoes, Malibus, Impalas, Suburbans. They have everything the new ones have, warranties and all, just thousands less. Remember, it's not the Pike, not South Haven, not Mount Moriah or Collierville. It's gotta be Olive Branch, people. And everyone at All-Star Chevy has one job: to make sure you get the best deal, have more fun, and in record time. So find new roads to Kraft Goodman Road in Olive Branch or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Ready to take on that painting project? Ask Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $26.94 June 19th through 30th. With 30% off our exceptional paints and stains, you can give some color love to your bathroom, living room, or every room in your home. Shop in store or order online for curbside pickup. Retail sales only, some exclusions apply. See store for details.
For 95 years, Saia LTL Freight has hit the road to deliver the goods that keep businesses and communities moving. Now, in this uncertain time, we won't stop going that extra mile, because at the end of the day,
We're all in this together for the long haul. Saia LTL Freight. Driving stability, safety, support, and strength. Visit saia.com. That's SAIA.com.
Family Leisure's here to make staying at home more enjoyable for you and your family this summer. Complete pool packages starting at $15.99. 24-foot pools only $19.99. 4-person spas starting at $19.99. Swim spas starting at under $10,000. We are offering contactless purchasing, deliveries, and curbside pickup. Give us a call to schedule an appointment or to place an order. Stay safe with Family Leisure.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Just like my love everlasting, and the beat goes on, still moving strong, on and on. Do you ever wonder?
All right, versus battle. Dead or alive? Who would you like to see? Do you have to pick a winner as well?
If you would like to, yeah. Who you think would win? Because we don't know because they hadn't battled yet.
Okay. All right. Well, what you got, Zach?
This is up his alley. He should have this.
I'm going with Michael and Prince.
Obviously.
Michael.
Got it. Michael Jackson.
Michael Bolton?
I thought it was Bolton.
No.
I thought it was Bolton as well.
Okay. McDonald?
Michael Jordan?
No.
Oh.
No.
On basketball, Michael Jordan versus Prince would be fun. Those two guys.
Oh, the disrespect that Michael would find from Prince.
The size would be real trouble for Prince. I'm going to be honest with you. He'd really struggle.
Prince came to Chicago and didn't invite me out after his concert. Oh, I just used that to motivate me to
He did invite me out. He just didn't invite me out fast enough. Done. Boom. So you have Prince versus Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Who you got in the battle?
Who do you think will win?
And that's the tough part, because, I mean, like they both have bangers on each side.
Mm-hmm.
They both have bangers that pretty much will stand the test of time, literally. I mean, if anything, I mean, it's probably going to favor Michael.
Who do you think so?
I think I want to say it's going to favor Michael. Listen, like, no disrespect to Prince. I think people, not necessarily. I wouldn't say. I think most people will rock with Michael because his beats are, I don't know, like they. It's like party theme. Not to say that Prince can't do those, or he has done those type of songs. But it's just when you think of party songs, who do you think of? Michael Jackson. Oh, what's it? Can't Stop Till You Get Enough. Okay, let's get down to.
I mean, I see Can't Stop Till You Get Enough, and I'll raise you. Let's go crazy.
True.
Like it's this is where it gets
When
tough.
Doves Cry.
Right.
This is where it gets tough. But I think Prince would win a versus against Michael Jackson. The catalog is just all the way there, and the feel of the music. I feel like Prince's music, you can feel that more than you can with Michael's.
Can there be a tie in this situation?
Can't be no ties.
Like,
we don't do ties over here. Do Me Baby? Come on. But Michael has Dirty Diana. No, wait. Yes, no, Michael has Dirty.
Yeah.
But Darling Nikki is what Prince has. Like that would be so much fun to watch and listen to those who do that. They also don't like each other.
Right.
So that would add a little bit more sauce to it.
Which gonna make it more entertaining just to see the disdain on Prince's face when he has to look at Michael through the camera.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Prince v. Michael. CJ.
I don't know. This is tough. I didn't realize how much we as a collective society rocked with Garth Brooks until what year was that? 2-3 years ago when he came to Memphis and sold out the Forum Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah, just kept selling
over
and over and over again.
So it was tough. I thought about going Garth Brooks, Elvis Presley just to see, like, okay, who would you guys think will win? But for me, you know, it's tough. I would love a Shania Twain, Taylor Swift type of situation just to see what the reaction would be with those two going back and forth. Biggie Pac is certainly up there as well. but I'm going to go Beyonce and Miss Jackson. I think that would be a really fun, really up-tempo, really upbeat party type of battle, and they both have the ability to slow it down and maybe even hit you with a little something nasty as well. So I'm going to go with those two, Beyonce and Janet Jackson.
Okay. Wow. Who would I pick? That's a tough one. That's a tough one right there. I got to go. There's a couple different possibilities that I was thinking about. Beethoven v. Mozart.
Oh, okay.
Let's hit him with the bangers. Dun,
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I mean, can you go back and forth on that? Come on, let's get it. For Elise, you got Eine Kleine Nachtmusik. I mean, you got the hits one after the other. Bing, bang, boom, let's go. But I think the one that I would like to hear, going back a ways, is Billie Holiday and Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay.
Because it's a discussion that has been that people have anyway, because they both have unbelievable voices, and we're from the era when the recordings were not as great, so we couldn't have the pristine quality, but man, incredible vocals, and you're talking about two of the earliest of early when it comes to influential singers. Man, absolutely incredible. Billie Holiday, that unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable how incredible she was. But then Ella just. So I don't know. I don't know who you pick, honestly. But I'd like to hear him sing.
I would also. That would be fun. And hear them explain why the songs were done the way the songs were done, and give us some of the stories about some of the things going on in the background.
Man. Zach, who you got?
I don't know. I'm leaning more towards Ella. I think Ella's voice really gets to you.
I'd say I leaned Billie Holiday myself, but that's just me. I don't know.
But I want to throw in Taylor Swift and Beyonce as one.
Okay.
Beyonce gets Taylor Swift. Like that's not even fair.
If you talk to the Swifties out there,
I'm not talking to the Swifties. The Beehive would handle the Swifties. They can talk amongst themselves. I'm telling you from just a sheer catalog standpoint, Beyonce would get Taylor Swift.
Well, there you go. Hour number 3 on the way. I wonder what our friend Kari Thompson has to say. We'll find out next. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Fiveash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Fiveash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkhammer for Sunrise Chevy. Good news for new and used car and truck buyers. The Sunrise Chevy Ranch has a great selection of new and used cars and trucks, rebates up to $6,500, and interest rates low as 0%. At sunrisememphis.com, you can select your vehicle, get your trade appraised, arrange financing and delivery. We'll deliver right to your doorstep, disinfected and ready to go. No matter what your past credit, Sunrise wants to get you financed. Immediate financing with next to nothing down. Need service or body work? Bring it to Sunrise or schedule an appointment online. Find new roads to Sunrise Chevy, 385 in Houston-Levy, Collierville.
Frontier Western Store is open and ready to serve you for all your needs in boots, apparel, pet food, and more. Frontier is proud to be a local leader here in the Mid-South when it comes to boots. Stop by the store today for an incredible selection of name brand work and dress boots. Come browse aisles and aisles of top quality boots at everyday low prices in our world famous boot showroom. Dan Post, Rocky, Durango, Twisted X, Georgia, Ariat, and many more. There are so many styles, colors, and fits available, you might need a hand picking out your favorites. Luckily, Frontier's knowledgeable sales staff will cheerfully assist you with any questions you have and ensure the proper fit of your new boots. Frontier also has an amazing selection of jeans and shirts by Wrangler, Ariat, and Carhartt, as well as a fully stocked women's boutique department with thousands of tops and dresses at unbelievable prices. New arrivals often. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Gilman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
What's the number one sign of a bad home security system? One that's so complicated you never use it. This is exactly the type of security system SimpliSafe has spent a decade fighting against. SimpliSafe was designed to be easy to use while protecting your home 24/7. Order online with a click of a button. It's really that easy. Head to simplysafecolin.com. Get free shipping too and a 60-day money-back guarantee. SimpliSafeColin.com.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me for Sidelines Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. on Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1 FM. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, recruiting. Hey, if they keep score, we're covering it. Check us out on the website at sports56whbq.com and sidelines.live. Sidelines is brought to you by Duncan Williams Asset Management. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. Get up and give us a call.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
I don't know, but we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting our show together. We're polishing up our act. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore.
Got a couple texts on the text line. 67129. Text says Prince will leave Michael in the dust.
Woo!
I think Prince by a fair margin. I think we like Michael because we are from a different era, different generation.
Right,
and so
right.
Michael had more of those pop tunes that we could hear early in our childhood, early in our development. But the people that was in it at the time, understood had the value of having an act like Prince. Another text says Albert King versus B.B. King. That would be fun. So would Kurt Cobain versus Chester Bennington.
Ah.
All right. Maybe we throw a little Fall Out Boy Green Day up in that thing?
No.
No?
No, let's leave that right out.
No?
Let's just leave that right out.
Wait.
Let's just leave that right out of the discussion.
You're not gonna throw Fall Out Boy in there?
Why don't we throw the Midnight Star versus the Whispers? Let's throw them in. Let's throw in.
I mean, I'm down for some plain white tees versus everybody. Just get them in there. Let them go there. We know they got two bangers. At least. You tell me anybody who
Backstreet. Come on, Backstreet versus NSYNC.
I mean,
let's get that.
Hey.
Let's get we got the
that wouldn't be as fun. Go NSYNC and New Edition.
Yo Gabba Gabba versus the Wiggles. Let's get it.
Oh, you trying to start a riot then? You trying to have some people come to blows?
Yeah, let's go.
Yo Gabba Gabba versus the Wiggles?
Let's get it.
Oh,
Let's find out. Let's find
let's
this
not
out.
do that.
Let's
Society
find
can't
out.
handle that, man.
Let's find out who it is. Let's find out who the real is.
No.
Let's.
We can't have them out there getting that.
No, it's on. It's on. We got to do it. We got to get security.
No.
We're going to have to get security in there. It's going to be like the NBA bubble. We're going to have just the cops or the Homeland Security. We're going to have everyone out there. But we're going to find out. It's going to be real.
What is going to happen when the Wiggles hit them with hot potato?
Or fruit salad?
Hot potato.
I mean, fruit salad. I mean, yummy fruit salad. Yummy. But then what happens with there's a party in my tummy so yummy from Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh, my
Then
gosh.
they hit it.
Oh, my gosh. No,
There's
we
a
can't handle
party
this.
in my tummy.
Peter,
so
stop
yummy. So yummy.
We can't handle it. We're not ready for that as a society. Maybe 15, 20 years down the line we can do this. We can't do it right now. No.
Not in these times. Not in these difficult times.
We need people to chill out a little bit before we hit them with that.
Ready? Leading you down to my core, where I become so numb.
I like that guy. That sounds beautiful to me.
That guy's dad is. I totally feel that guy's dad. I was like, yep, that's exactly what I'd like. That guy really does sound like you, though. Like the way he sings sounds like you.
Beautiful.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Like it's hurting. Like it's forcing. You're forcing the air out of your lungs, squeezing them with a vice, and it's causing you pain to sing.
I don't know what you're talking about. That sounded beautiful.
It's like you're about to throw
that's
up.
How you're
Possibly.
supposed to do it. That's a beautiful voice right there. How's he not signed yet? Somebody sign him.
Oh, he's signed all right. Kari Thompson joins us now. I wonder if he's got a versus battle that he wants to see. Kari, how are you, man?
Oh, hold on, wait. Let me add Kari.
You gonna get him?
Yeah, there he is,
Okay,
Kari.
there we go. Kari.
Hey, what's up? What's good?
Kari, what versus battle do you want to see?
Man, we need Drake versus Kanye. We need it.
Do we need it?
Do we need it?
Yes.
We really need it.
Like, seriously. It's like that SpongeBob episode when he didn't have the water, and he's like, I need it. I need it.
That's a good one.
Give me give me Silk the Shocker versus Mace.
Come on, man.
Ooh.
No.
But Mace got that. That's
Mace will win that one. You don't want Silk the Shocker versus anybody. Mace
Give me
will win that one.
C Murder versus Silk the Shocker. Let's go.
I mean, Mace. Versus who now?
Silk. Let's go. C Murder
They're
versus Silk.
brothers. They wouldn't do that.
I don't care. Brother versus brother. That's how this is.
right.
Get the
8
cash
Ball
money,
versus
everyone.
MJG.
8-Ball versus MJG.
Oh, no, we can't have that happening now. Whoa, wait. That's like DJ Paul versus Juicy J.
That's
Like that. You're just going to hear the same song.
That'd be funny though. Which one does it better? Which one plays it better? Come on, man.
It'd be like who wrote which one. It'd be like who actually wrote which one.
Dre versus Snoop.
You say, ooh, no.
No, I don't say ooh at all.
No. That's the same situation we run into.
I don't know. They sort to diverge at some point in their catalog. You know, they're together and then they kind of do this.
Okay.
You got some different influences going. Snoop's been all over the place. I don't know what Snoop's just. I don't even know what to even say without Snoop anymore. He's just
Sensual Eruption is a really good song. When Snoop put that auto tune in, gonna take my time.
Can I just say that Snoop is a wonderful story of a guy who is he's like an amoeba. Like he can be whatever you want Snoop to be. He can be the gangsta on the street, out there doing his thing. He can be the guy that's coaching the kids, football teams. He can be with Martha Stewart making recipes. He can be, hosting some strip club, a bunch of strippers. He can whatever you need. Snoop is remarkable. There are very few people in the world who can pull that off and be genuine in all of it. Every bit of it is legit with this dude. I props to Snoop. That's hard to do.
Amazing what happens when you allow young people to grow and mature. If Snoop leaves this earth at 24, 25, we talk about Snoop Dogg differently. Snoop was allowed to continue to grow and mature into the person that he was supposed to be. He didn't change. I mean, Snoop is still the one out there with the money gun at the Kansas Pep rally with
Yep.
the strippers.
Yep, the stripper poles,
He
yep.
hasn't changed,
Uh-huh.
But
Yep.
he's grown and matured in a way that most of us do as we get older. Snoop was on trial for murder. Like, and to beat that and then grew into something more positive and something else entirely. It makes you wonder what would have happened to somebody like Tupac, somebody like Biggie, Kurt Cobain, another one, and others.
That's right.
Yeah, we wouldn't have got to see Snoop Lion.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Remember
Yeah,
when he
it hadn't all been like, it hadn't all been perfect. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, there's not very many guys that can do the things that he can do. So now Kari, we were talking about the situation at some of the HBCUs, and you and CJ are HBCU correspondents. I mean, this is what it's all about. Morehouse not playing football this year. No football for Morehouse this year. Bethune-Cookman. I don't. What's even left of the MEAC at this point? It's a tumultuous time in the world of HBCU football.
Correct. The Rona got Morehouse football, man. They said we're not going to deal with the Rona, so no football. Which I don't know. What do you guys think about that move this early in the game?
It
clearly
makes sense. They don't have billions.
It's a financial
on the line.
move.
They don't have billions on the line like everybody, like the bigger schools do at the FBS level. And this Adam Kramer asked us this in the 8 o'clock segment. Like, if money wasn't involved, would we be doing this? And Morehouse is saying, no, we wouldn't. We don't have the same financial capital at stake. It just doesn't make sense for us to go out there and risk our students' lives by having them go out there and play football. And honestly, if we take a step back and look at it, the question then becomes how many millions, how many billions of dollars is worth the risk of people's lives, of young people's lives, old people's lives. Is it $1 billion? Is it $2 billion? Like, is it the cost of cutting a men's soccer program and a women's volleyball program or something like that? Like, what is the actual cost of having a collegiate football season? And is it worth it? That is the next part. And Morehouse seems to be saying, no, it's not worth it for us.
Yep.
I can't fault anyone for making those financial decisions, but that does mean it's easy. It's tough, especially mixed with the cancellation of the Southern Heritage Classic and other. You would think other classics are going to be in some trouble around the country. It's very tough right now.
Exactly, but it just begs the question. So, do you think, like, what level is too big for a decision to be made like this? Like, what football program do you think would be the cutoff, where they're like kind of borderline, but like they're like, nah, we got to have football?
I don't think there is one. For me, it wouldn't be one. Now, realistically, I think everybody in the FBS is going to play because everybody in the FBS has so much money and capital tied into the football season. I think most of the FCS will play as well. But like D2, like I don't get it. And that's where Morehouse is, D2, D3, NAIA. I don't think that it is worth playing a football season this year. Like Rhodes. Like, what is Rhodes going to do bringing it locally? And I know we're talking about, Lane here locally as well. In Jackson, Tennessee, what are they going to do? Lane is a conference member of Morehouse's, but you stop and think about, okay, that's football, but what about these other sports? What are we going to do? I know Christian Brothers doesn't have a football team, but they got a basketball team. They've got a good one. What are we going to do about that? What are we going to do about Lemoyne? Another one without a football program, but they've got a basketball program. Like, is it worth it for Lemoyne to pack those college students in a bus and have them travel around the Southeast to play? Like, is it worth Lemoyne traveling to Atlanta to play Clark or traveling to Tuskegee to play Tuskegee or Kentucky State to play a basketball game? Like, you've got to answer those questions as an athletic department and as a university. I can't imagine that it would be, though.
Every team has to make those. I mean, every athletic department has to make those sorts of decisions. Same thing within the on a much smaller scale. Kari, we're talking about preps and the TSSAA and the Arkansas, Mississippi, having to make these sorts of decisions. I guess, does it come down to the fact that if these kids are going to be in school, actually on the campuses and in the classrooms, that we're going to be all systems go, and if not, then they're not going to be? Is it just as simple as that?
I'll put it this way. The way it was explained to me is that football is an extracurricular activity. So you can't have an extracurricular activity without the curriculars.
Right.
You can't have football without the academics. So I'm going to reverse it and go, if we're not in school for football season, we're not going to have football season.
And so that means, like, if we're doing online learning, I know that everybody's trying to figure out, teachers are. My wife is a teacher. She got a message from their superintendent out in Fayette County. We're all trying to figure out the best way to go about having a school year. I'm talking about from a elementary, middle, and high school standpoint. So if we go to remote learning, and everybody's online learning, you're saying that that's not going to be enough to have like football if kids aren't in school, like physically in the school building. There won't be football at the high school level. Okay.
Correct. Just think of the optics of it. If it's not safe for kids to sit in the classroom and learn, how on earth is it safe for kids to be out on a football field tackling each other? It's not safe. So that's the stance. It's like, if we're back to school and kids are in schools and they figure out a plan where bodies can be in seats, then, the options can be explored. But I highly doubt there will be a football season if the kids ain't sitting there physically in school.
I mean, we've seen all the things that leagues are doing to open up, and one of the things that they are doing is testing constantly. Are we able to do that at a high school level around here?
I mean, it depends what high school you're talking about. I mean, I think that certain high schools are going to have a very different testing capability than other high schools. It's another example of the resources gap. I mean, I'll tell you, some schools, you can drive right up now, and if you try to get into practice, well, obviously not now because it's the dead period, but if you try to drive up to a practice, before you even get out of the car, some of these schools have a person waiting there to temperature scan you. Boop, put it up against your head. Okay, clear, you're good. Some, I'd venture to say a lot of inner city schools do not have that.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's another thing that we have to be conscious of in these COVID times, is that the resource gap gets showed on a lot of different ways.
Well, and it goes, that's what we're talking about, the HBCUs, and the same thing. I mean, it's just the resource gap is very, very difficult in these times. And then I would say also, just for everybody out there, I mean, I think it's different to me. It scales down, Kari, from professional sports to college sports to high school sports. Like the tolerance for professional players to come back in the middle of a pandemic, and you're going to have some positive tests and all that stuff. But they can negotiate the terms of their return. They can negotiate the health and safety functions, all that stuff. And so they kind of know what they're dealing with, and obviously they're getting paid, so it is a job aspect of it too. There's a financial aspect of it. In college, I'm more concerned about it because some these colleges and these players can't do that. But there is also more and better stringent testing, and a lot of colleges have this thing in a pretty good shape. Some do, some don't. Down in high school, man, I mean, if you're going to participate in an activity that has a increased risk, and everyone, all the epidemiologists say that football is a high risk activity to participate in because it's outside, which is good, but you're in an enclosed helmet. You're next to each other. Your faces are, when you're on the field, you're breathing heavily into each other's space. It's hard to avoid all that. You're getting into a huddle and you're all kind of, everyone's kind of together like that. I just have some real issues with just exposing the high school kids and then potentially their families to this, Kari, when we don't have any kind of a full-on recommendation and a feel for exactly what we're stepping ourselves into.
Man, see, I'm conflicted because I hope more than anyone that we have a football season.
Mm-hmm.
I love football. I want to see it happen, especially at the high school level. We've had a great experience covering high school football here in the area. But I think you are correct in mentioning that there is a worldwide pandemic that we don't have a vaccine for, and kids will be on top of each other, breathing on each other, and sweating, and all that stuff that can lead to corona. So it's a tough spot, and that's why I stand by saying that I agree with TSSAA's decision for letting the schools decide for themselves, because there's no one size fits all answer.
It's tough. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think anyone that says they have all the answers to all this stuff, I mean, you no one does. It is difficult. There just is. This is totally unprecedented on every level, and has been for a while. But you gotta. it would let's in the short term. Let's all just start wearing masks, and let's knock the levels down here locally as much as we can before we start trying to worry about sending kids back to schools and everything else. Because you can see in Texas and other areas it gets bad. It doesn't take long for it to get bad again. Texas just, by the way, closed just moments ago, closed bars again, and went back to 50% occupancy for their restaurants, which they had avoided for a while, but they had to because of all the situation that's gone on. Kari, always good talking to you, man.
Yeah, likewise.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kari.
Did you cut him off? Did you cut off another?
I don't think
guest?
I did. I said thank you, Kari.
No, but then he was like, he said something, and then you cut him off.
I think it was C.
That's the second. You cut off.
The first one was an accident, like a legit accident. That one.
You cut off
I
our
thought
friend
it was a good time to
Zachary, the epidemiologist. Now you cut off our friend Kari. Who's part of the show. You got to stop doing this, man.
I'll do my best. I'll be better. I got a happy trigger
Quit
finger
hanging
right
up on. Quit hanging up on people.
It's new. It's only happened this week.
What's going on? You got
I
some
got
kind
the
of,
yips. I got the yips.
Yeah,
I got the yips, man. What can
you got to practice, man. Get in the gym.
Got to work on it. Can't get in the gym, man.
Get in the gym. You got to come on, man. You got to get those yips. Get those yips out. We got to keep practicing. Get the reps. Let's go. We'll come back. Continue. We'll talk. We'll give you the update on what's happening. As I said, Texas is definitely in some trouble, and we're going to talk about what they're up to. What will that have to do with Florida? And the NBA return, the MLB return as well. All of that as we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Do you
get into bed and find your mind still going? If so, try ZzzQuil Pure Z's liquid melatonin. It's made with an optimal level of melatonin for no next day grogginess. Pure Z's liquid melatonin, because sleep is a beautiful thing, at stores now.
Whether you're working from home or working on your fitness, you want what you're listening to be what you're listening to, right? Not what your roommates or family are listening to. Now is the perfect time to get a pair of premium wireless earbuds. Raycon is the way to go. Raycon start at about half the price of other premium brands on the market, and they sound just as amazing. Raycon's everyday E25 earbuds, the best model yet. You get 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design that gives you a comfortable noise isolating fit. It's great for conference calls, video chats, or binging on podcasts. I do that too. It was co-founded by Ray J, and celebrities like Cardi B and J.R. Smith have already given Raycons their seal of approval. Now's your turn. See what the hype's about. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/herd. That's buyraycon.com/herd. 15% off. One more time. buyraycon.com/herd.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Got another text on the text line.
All right.
About those versus battles. Somebody said, give me Rihanna versus Aaliyah. Thinks that would be a fun battle.
I think it'd be fun. I agree. I agree with that.
That would be tough. Because you just say like 10 songs. Rihanna has a longer catalog because she's been in the game longer because she didn't die tragically. But if you just go, hey, give me your best 10 songs, it would be tough to beat, for anybody to beat like Aaliyah's best 10 songs.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know.
Like 4-page letter, 1 in a million. If your girl only knew. I miss you. Like those are 4 right there.
Are you that somebody?
Oh, 5. Oh my gosh.
Yep. I don't know, man. That's you. It's so sad what happened. So sad. Absolutely insane. So we're still figuring out who's coming back, when they're coming back, all that stuff. Yeah, University of Memphis yesterday announcing the three athletics department students, 3 athletes, and a staff member tested positive for the coronavirus. And these are going to be the announcements you're going to see throughout the country. We've had some discussion about whether the testing, it's not consistent from. I don't think it's anything to flip out about or anything like that. And hopefully they have procedures in place for quarantining and contact tracing to see if they can figure out who else, if anyone needs to be quarantined and checked and all that stuff. I would say this, CJ, what we've learned for this week. I don't know why we're doing temperature scans going into a place. I mean, I guess if you have a fever, you shouldn't go in there. But to me, that the fact that you don't have a fever does not indicate much of anything. Fever is not a it doesn't even show in I think something like half the cases don't have any fever at all associated with them throughout the illness. And as we've seen, you can be asymptomatic and still transmit the disease. You could be pre-symptomatic and still transmit the disease. And in neither of those cases would a temperature check have any bearing on it whatsoever. To me, it's more security theater. It's more about what we do. We're just trying to make ourselves feel better. We still take off our shoes because one dude tried to set off a shoe bomb 20 years ago and didn't. And now we all still have to take off our shoes when we go into fly on a plane. It's silly stuff. Like it, you're checking bags and things to go into like you look like you're checking a bag. You're not actually going through everyone's purses and bags when you go into a state. You're just kind of like poking through a little bit. The temperature checks to me are a false dawn. Like you're not going to, that doesn't, to me, not going to do much. I mean, like, yeah, if you have a fever, like you shouldn't be out, period. Like whatever your illness, whether it's COVID or flu or any other sickness. But by no means does that mean that if you don't have a fever, you're good to go.
Right. It's not an inconvenience though. Like that's fine. Like I'm fine.
It's fine. It's fine, but people
fine.
use it as like hey, we're doing temperature checks, so you're good. No, you're not. No,
that's not it. That's not it. Like it's cool. Take your shoes off. It's not that big of an inconvenience. But you've got to have other measures in place on top of that. Cool. You're taking temperatures. You're checking temperatures at the door. Fine. That's really not effective. You've got to have other measures in place other than that. And if the best some of these schools can do at the high school level is simply take temperatures, that is going to lead to some major increases in cases. That's going to lead to some high schools, athletic teams having a whole lot of cases, having an outbreak of coronavirus because they're not testing. It's one thing to get the NBA back and the MLB back and the NFL where they're testing everybody every other day. Like that's one thing. It's something else entirely to bring back like high school sports, and they don't have the capacity, they don't have the capability to acquire that many tests to test people every single day. It doesn't make sense to me. And it's great to do temperature scans, but temperature scans alone aren't enough. Just because you don't have a fever today doesn't mean you won't get one later. One, and two, just because you don't have a fever doesn't mean that you aren't positive for the coronavirus and aren't going to be around people spreading the disease around.
Well, that's the thing. Like even if you test once, that's cool. But then, you could be positive as we found out. You can have the virus and be technically infected for 5 days prior to actually testing positive. So if you're not testing on a regular basis, then the tests aren't going to do a whole lot of good for you. And if you're testing and allowing people to congregate and mix around while you're waiting for the test results, that doesn't really do much for it. Because if someone that comes back positive, they've already mingled. That's what happened at Kansas State. They gave a test on a Friday. Everybody kind of hung out and played video games together over the weekend. Monday, the test came back. Oh, positive. Well, whoops. Now you got 14 people that have it instead of one or two. This thing does not take long. It is, and it doesn't matter. I hear people talking about if you're scared, don't. The virus has nothing to do with your fear or not fear. It has nothing to do with it whatsoever. It's just a virus, man. It's all it wants to do is find a host and reproduce. Keep moving. That's all it cares about. It doesn't care about whether you're happy about it, sad about it, whether you like masks, whether you don't like masks, whether you're scared, whether you're not scared. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't care at all about any of that stuff. And this is not a thing where you can overcome your fear and do something. This is not bungee jumping where if you can just overcome your fear and do it, you'll be okay. No. This is the virus doesn't care about your fear. So, and it does care about finding hosts and all that stuff. So if we do collectively come together and all make it less simple for that thing to spread, that's good. That's what we need to do. Let's all make it less. Let's just make it harder. Make it harder. The harder we can make it, the slower this thing will spread. The more the cases will come down, the better it'll be for everybody.
And I don't know if I feel like we've lost sight and forgotten about some of why we were socially or physically distancing ourselves to begin with. We forget that, hey, things happen. Whatever normally happens from an emergency room standpoint or from a hospitalization standpoint doesn't stop happening because there's a global pandemic. So what you don't want to happen is have people already in the hospital for various illnesses, disease, conditions, and then have this influx of people come in because they have a different reaction to the coronavirus, have a severe infection and show severe symptoms of COVID-19. And then they come in, and now you've got a hospital system that has been so burdened that we begin to lose lives simply because we don't have enough don't have enough beds, don't have enough ventilators, don't have enough resources to take care of everybody. So the lower we can keep this curve, the lower we can keep this hospitalization number, the better, until we get adequate treatment for COVID-19 and a vaccine. So that is why we're trying to do this. I feel like we've lost sight of that. Oh, okay, well, people aren't dying, so it's good. We're fine. No, we're not. That is a big time lagging indicator. You got to get sick first, then you got to go to the hospital, and then we see people start dying. And if enough people go to these hospitals, if enough people are hospitalized, you're going to have a situation where people are going to die needlessly. That's what happened with Italy. That's why Italy was so tragic early on. Wasn't simply because or just because people had the coronavirus, they came down, they got sick, they went to the hospital, but those hospitals had nothing to do. They had no resources for them. They had no place to put these people. They had to make decisions. They had to say, okay, this person stands a better chance of recovering, so we're going to have to take this ventilator away from you, leading to that person's death in the hopes of saving one. They didn't want to lose two, so they decided, we just go ahead and save one. We can't do anything else with this other person over here. That's what we're trying to avoid. So please, to the best of your ability, be as physically distant as possible.
Yeah, wear your masks and be physically distant. Both things have to go together.
Yes.
Wearing masks alone is not cool. Then you can't just go in the store and just start hanging out or go to a bar wearing a mask or whatever. It's not the be all end all. You need to combine the mask with the distance. The mask plus distance is a powerful slower of the spread. But if you're wearing masks and you're working out at the gym and getting all up on the equipment, everything, then that's not really that effective. Masks aren't the be all end all. You got to look longer term at this stuff. You have to look longer term at it. And there's an epidemiologist out of the University of Michigan, and she says, I'm sick of seeing phrases like strict guidelines and precautions will be taken. When it comes to plans to bring large crowds of people together, truly strict guidelines would prevent this happening in the first place. And she said that as a result of the fact that the Kentucky Derby announced that they are going to have fans in attendance on September 5th, with the caveat that, quote, strict guidelines will be followed for the event. If they were strict guidelines, they wouldn't be having fans. Right. I mean, that's the deal. I don't know, man. The other factor is the effect of your environment is a major player in all of this too. So what I mean by that is, if you are in a state or in a country where case level is low and spread level is low, then the baseline risk factor is a low multiplier. Like, for example, if you go to New Zealand right now and you go to the gym, because they've only had like 2 cases in the last 2 weeks as a country. Vietnam has been 70 days now without a community spread case of COVID-19. If you go to the gym in those places, your multiplier is low because, you could do more activities and, you could do that, but there's that little baseline multiplier, CJ. Whatever activity you do has to be factored in where you're doing it. And that's where all of us come in. Because the NBA is doing this bubble, but then you have to throw that multiplier. Where are they doing the bubble? They're not doing it in New Zealand. If they were doing it in New Zealand, then okay, you're not quite as concerned because if people get in and out, the overall baseline is pretty low. Like, okay, you're all right. They're doing it in one of the most hot spots, one of the widest spread areas in the country. That adds to that multiplier. Mm-hmm. It's all of our jobs to bring that multiplier down. We can all do that. That's something we can all do. You can't eliminate everything, but that has an effect on just, they're doing studies right now and people going back to gyms in Norway and the effectiveness and did they spread the disease? Well, not really that much because they're in Norway and the numbers have diminished there. That matters. You can't eliminate that from any of this discussion right now. And we live in an area where the numbers are going up. So that adds to the risk factors of everybody.
One of the many areas where numbers are going up.
22 states now are over the 5% mark of positivity tests, which is 11%. It was 11 states 10 days ago. Now it's 22.
We all want to see sports in some capacity. This isn't it, because as those numbers go up, you're going to see cases where teams are going to come down. 30 players at LSU are in quarantine right now. Like that, you're going to see cases where these states that are hotbeds, Texas right now is hot, Florida, California. Like you're going to see those types of states have to roll back some of their phases. They're just going to have to for safety, for public safety. And what does that then mean for those universities, for those schools in those states? What would happen if Texas said, you know what, we're going all the way back, not only to 50% dining, but we're going to nobody dining in and no gatherings of more than 10 people. What then happens to Texas A&M? Can they practice? No. Are they going to be in the SEC if they can't practice? No. You're going to, if you want college football, if you want NFL, if you want NBA and all these other things to come back, it is imperative, it is important that you do your part and that we all do our part to push these numbers of cases of coronavirus down as low as humanly possible. We can't just come back and just risk lives all willy-nilly because that's dangerous, that's reckless, that's inhumane. But if we got the numbers low enough to where it's not as great a risk, I can see bringing it back. But right now, the way things are trending, it is looking dangerously like some of these states are going to have to roll back their phases, and you're looking at a college football season that would be without Texas or Texas A&M or Michigan or Miami or Florida State or Florida in general. The California schools, Cal, USC, UCLA, you're looking at a situation where those things could happen. And then what would it mean? What would it mean to be crowned the champion of the 2020 college football season when, Michigan State's not there? What's it mean to be SEC champion if you don't got to play Florida or don't have to play Georgia because they just can't play because of coronavirus cases? What would that mean? I ask again, been asking for a while. Let's all do our parts. The sacrifice isn't that great. I'm not asking you to storm a beach in Normandy. We're not asking you to walk across a bridge to be beaten by police officers and sprayed with water hoses and attacked by dogs. We're not asking you to do those things. We're asking you to please wear masks and stay physically distant. That is all. Don't go to the restaurants just yet. Don't go get the pedicure and the haircut just yet. Let's hold off on some of those things. So in the hopes that we slow the spread of the coronavirus.
I hope folks will. I hope folks will. There is now a mask ordinance in place here locally. There's not a lot of teeth to it, but it does exist where you are now required to wear a mask in a public place, in a public building, and all of that, particularly inside. That's where this is. Air conditioning flows, all that stuff. It's important to wear it inside. Outside, not so much. I wouldn't worry too much about that unless you're on top of each other constantly or whatever. But if you're out in a park, just making a run, I don't think you need to worry about wearing your mask there. But in a case where you're around people and you're doing stuff, then yes, absolutely, we need to be wearing those masks and keeping distant if we can. We'll come back and continue here from the Family Leisure Studio. Peter and CJ with you on a Friday. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Can anyone explain to me why anyone would care how I measure your roof? We have all heard about measuring your roof from outer space. Well, to be honest, there are aerial pictures that are taken every 4 years that can be used to measure a building, but it's not from outer space. Besides, no one, and I mean no one, can tell you what's wrong with your roof or even if you need one by using pictures that might be 4 years old. If you would rather do business with a family-owned and operated business with a lifelong tie to Memphis that refuses to mislead or use gimmicks, please give me a call. Best products, best warranties, and the best customer service we know how to provide. Fiveash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Are you tired Tired of staring at that dent? At Mako, getting collision repaired is as easy as book, quote, fix. Come to Mako for a collision repair backed by our best price guarantee. Uh-oh? Better get Mako.
Gateway Tire and Service Centers has a beautiful new state-of-the-art location at 5275 Summer Avenue. And for the entire month of June, the new location on Summer has a great Father's Day special. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th at no charge. Visit the new Gateway Tire and Service Center with 28 bays for quick service, super safe with curbside service or lounge seating 6 feet apart. Check out gatewaytireservice.com for coupons too. The new Gateway Tire and Service Center, 5275 Summer Avenue. Call Matt for details. 901-683-8335.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Yep. The National Women's Soccer League becomes the first team sport to come back tomorrow for the NWSL Challenge Cup. It's the first professional team sport back to compete since all this went down. We've seen some individual sports, like golf and whatnot, come back, but on a team basis, we really haven't seen anyone come back. That will start in Utah, the NWSL Challenge Cup kicking off tomorrow without Orlando because they couldn't stay out of the bar. But everybody else.
Good luck. I mean, we're all watching to see how this goes. We're all watching. We're all going to be watching the NBA. We're all going to be watching this. We're all going to watch MLB to see how they do and what tweaks and changes need to be made in the hopes that we get the sport that most of us really care about, which is football. That's the case.
Speak for yourself.
I said most.
Care about soccer.
I said most. I didn't say all. I know you got soccer and Zach's
already got NASCAR.
But most people really care about, when it comes to sports over here, football.
Basketball. Oh.
Football.
Basketball.
Football.
People do care about football. Yeah. That's true. Baseball also had they've announced some of their measures that they're going to do. Players and personnel will be tested every other day. Players will receive temperature and symptom checks twice per day. Players and personnel not participating in the game will sit in the stands at least 6 feet apart. Antibody testing will be conducted once per month to see who has had the disease potentially. Although the antibody testing is still somewhat iffy, I would say that there's some false positives and stuff that are going through that. There will be a COVID-19 related injured list. Any player who tests positive for COVID-19 will not be allowed to return until he tests negative twice, and I assume in a 24-hour period. So something along those lines.
Okay.
American Airlines, by the way, said they're going to limit the capacity limit. They're going to lift their capacity limit on flights starting July 1st. So squeeze back on those planes, everybody.
Are you going to drop the prices while you at it?
Oh, yeah, the prices are low. Look up where you can fly to right now. Just pick a random-ass destination. I bet you can get there and back for like $70, like the price of a regular Greyhound ticket.
I don't know about that. Pretty sure. I don't think that's true.
See, where we flying?
If I want to fly down to Orlando,
oh boy.
Let's see.
So we're going. So let's say we're going to Miami.
Okay.
Round trip, nonstop. It's $200.
See.
See,
like that's not bad.
No, it's not bad. Not bad at all. I can get a Memphis to Orlando from an Allegiant for $68. That's not bad.
See, see,
jeez.
See, you know why those
prices are
that low?
That's the only one that's that low. The rest of them are 200 or 300. So I don't know. Allegiant just having some fun here. Good for them.
Right now, if you can flying to New York, you might have to take one stop, but the flight is $216 right now.
Mm-hmm.
We were
Yeah,
saying
it's
this,
$200.
Don't go flying anywhere. Stay where you at.
Can I get to New Zealand? How much would it cost me to get to New Zealand? Because they got the COVID going pretty well. $2,369.
Damn.
Yeah. Not
to go to New Zealand is thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Almost made me swear.
Well, I mean that's like leaving, like in a month. Like you could probably go. If I leave on August 31st, I can knock that down to $1,300.
May as well try and swim to New Zealand. My God.
Nah, I don't think so.
Who's got $2,000?
If you go to New Zealand, you do. I mean, it seems easy enough. Come on, man. Just head out there.
Just some friends and I going to New Zealand for the weekend.
Yeah.
No. If I go to New Zealand, I live in New Zealand now.
Well, no. If you go to New Zealand, you have to. First of all, you can't go for the weekend because you're going to have to quarantine for 14 days when you get there. So any weekend trip is going to be 2.5 weeks actually. So in 2 weeks you can come out and hang out in New Zealand at that point.
Or I could just fly there, stay in the condo, and then leave and go back home. Come back.
Yeah, you could. Although you're not going. It's not going to be that much fun, but yeah, okay, all right.
We got a cheap flight alert here.
The
cheapest of
you
the
said
flights.
it like it's a thing that we do, like a cheap flight. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a cheap flight alert. Cheap flight alert.
It's a cheap flight alert segment of the show. We've done this before.
You can fly to Chicago for $100.
Chicago and back?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Nobody should be doing that. Everybody stay here. Please, I implore you. I beg of you.
I don't
go anywhere.
Doesn't seem like a great idea to me. But there you go. Orange County, Florida. The coronavirus cases for yesterday, 1,051 positive cases, 18% positive on the testing rate. Those are far and away the biggest case number.
And that was just in one day?
That was in one day. They had 730 yesterday. Now they got 1,051 today, and 18% of the tests were positive. So, we like to look for a 5% positive rate. This is an 18% positive rate. So, you would resist the temptation to explain away the rise as merely more tests. No, the rate of positivity amongst the tests has gone up. It's the highest level that they've had ever. It's tied for the highest positive level ever.
Good luck.
It's not the conditions that the NBA expected or signed up for.
They'll still be out there. Good luck to them.
Those numbers are bad, man. Those numbers are bad. Good Lord.
Yes. Very.
All right. Oh, man. Our friend said, Acura Memphis bringing this hour of the program. Good time to drive. Just drive around with the family. In luxury. That's what you can do. RLX, TLX, ILX. Drive around in luxury, man. Take those road trips with the car. Get to know each other. You've been quarantined together. Let's spend a little more time in the car. It's a lot more luxurious, probably, than your home. The seats are much more comfortable, probably. Sound system's definitely better. Go drive around and enjoy yourself. And they can take good care of you, remotely or in person. Acura of Memphis, AcuraMemphis.com. Go see them at 385 and Ridgeway. Y'all, have a great weekend. We're going to talk to you on Monday.